Liverpool beat everybody. We made it. We made it back. Jamz is back. I'm glad to have him on. As you all probably know, if you saw me on the video, tried to come on with the boys earlier and just had some difficulties with the sound. But we are here, Jamz and myself. Jamz, good to talk to you, man. How's your week been? How's your international break been?
Yeah, it's been all good. Happy to be back on Liverpool vs everybody, the best Liverpool channel around. I'm just happy to be back. But yeah, international break, it's been okay. It's been a bit boring. I look out for the Liverpool players, so I watch a bit of Holland, I watch a bit of England. Yeah, I know a lot of African qualifiers haven't really been going on. I know Salah weren't involved. Not sure if Senegal were involved, were they? I don't think Mane was involved, was he?
Well, they played Brazil, I think.
Yes, they did. Yes. Yeah, they did.
Singapore? I forget where they played, but
oh, they did. And Mane was absolutely amazing. Yeah. I watched it. Yeah, they did. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a shame he didn't score because he did pretty much everything else in that game but score.
Yeah. He was amazing. Yeah.
This one seemed a bit longer, this international break. I think it's just mainly because the excitement to play United. But I'm glad it's almost here, man. As I said to you before we started recording, man, I wish it was tomorrow. I just can't wait. But it'll be worth the wait by the time the game comes. So let's talk about it, man. This seems like probably in my time, I can't think of a worse United team.
Same.
I don't think they were that much better last season, honestly, and we struggled with them at their place. If my memory serves me correct, they had about 3 injuries, 3 knocks in the first half, something like that.
Yeah, they did.
So it still seems like it's the biggest derby in England, of course.
Of course.
Yeah, even though United isn't doing well, that's probably putting it nicely for them. Talking to other fan supporters and seeing on social media, it's a bit of a mix. There's a lot of people thinking we'll just smash them. A lot of people thinking, quite frankly, we'll have a draw. It'll be one of those games. I think a lot of people are basing it on the history of this team under Klopp at Old Trafford. What kind of side do you fall in? Do you fall in the kind of cautious? It might be kind of tight. Let's just get out of the game. Let's get out of Old Trafford with a win. Or do you feel like we'll go through and sweep them up?
Oh, very good question. First of all, it's the biggest game in football. I think I've got an actual statistics somewhere. I'm trying to find it.
It's full stop the biggest derby, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to find a statistic where it's got 4 times as much as any other Premier League game, and it's 3 times as much as the Super Bowl in America, and it's 2 times as much as Real Madrid and Barcelona views around the world. And
I would have thought Boca Juniors and River Plate was up there.
Yeah, let me I'm trying to find the actual numbers, but I've just so much on my I'm trying to find it. I don't want to take too long. But anyway, it's up there. It's definitely up there. If it comes to me, I'll bring it back. I'm trying to look up, but I'm still trying to talk. But yeah, it's a massive game. Everyone understands how much of a big game it is. I think form goes out the window. I think form doesn't matter. I think you look back to when we went there last year, they had 3 injuries, we were top of the table or second, and it didn't matter. And I think I'm a bit more maybe humble than lots of Liverpool fans when they talk about Man United. My whole childhood was spent with Man United being the bosses, and we were the little mice that tried to get fourth, and we tried to stop them winning the league because all we was going to do was get 4th or 3rd. Par 3 seasons in my lifetime, 2002, 2013, 14, and 2008 and 9. Except for that, we was what Man United are now. So I keep our feet on the floor. You know, we haven't won a league title yet, so there's no need to get too big for our boots. I'm nervous because it's a massive game. I think, like I said, form goes out the window. It's Liverpool v Manchester United, and they have a lot more Mancunians in their team than we have Scousers. So they'll have people that will be, winding their own team up, saying this is the game of the season. This is the game you don't lose. It's what them 75,000 fans in that stadium will not want to lose. And, I think there's some things that work against us. I think Klopp's never won away from home against United. I think Salah's not got a goal of assist against Man United. So there's a few things that, could be a spanner in the works. I think if Ali plays it smart and plays 4 at the back, 3 defensive midfielders, 2 defending in front and 1 up top, they might get a 0-0. They might lose 1-0. They might 1-1. They might even win 2-1. I don't know. But if Ali tries to do his our own game, and if he wants a 4-4-3 us, the way Arsenal try, the way Barca try, the way Pep Guardiola tries, we'll fuck them up. We'll eat them up totally. We'll break them into little pieces, and one by one, we'll have them by 3-0 at half time. So, yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I am nervous because I do think it's a bogey ground. I think, in my memory, in the league, we've only won there 3 times. Tell me if I'm wrong, Aaron. I can remember 3 wins in the league in my like.
Yeah, I if it's not that, it's not much more or less than that. It's probably around 3, I would imagine.
Yeah. I remember 2003-4 Danny Murphy penalty winner. I remember Luis Suarez and Gerrard. No, and then I remember 4-1 Dacinina, Torres, and Gerrard. And then I remember Gerrard 2 penalties, Suarez.
Is that the one where Gerrard kisses the camera or no?
Yeah. And he should have been a hat trick and he missed the 3rd penalty.
Right. Okay.
They're the 3 Premier League wins I remember. And then there's 2 cup games I remember winning. There was the 1-1 draw, but we won away goals a few years ago. I think we were talking by then, maybe not. The Europa League run. I was at the home game. And then there was Peter Crouch, 2006 FA Cup.
Yeah.
I think we beat them then. But yeah, that's shocking. Aaron, that is shocking. Like that is totally shocking. The fact that me and you putting our brains together, we can't think of more than 5 wins when we go there every year tells you how big of a game it is. So some Liverpool fans are on Twitter saying, "Oh, we're gonna beat them 4-0. I can't wait. It's jokes." It's not jokes. It's not about it's very serious. And Gary Neville said the other day, if you want to win the league, if you want to be the best team in Europe, you've got to win at Old Trafford. You can't come to Old Trafford and draw. Surely.
Yeah, that's true. And speaking of a word joke, I mean, I love Klopp, of course, but it was a joke to me in the pre-match for him to say that this is an amazing team that we're playing against. Now, look, I know he's got to say that. He's not going to say this team is garbage. He's not going to say what all the supporters would want to hear. But I also like the fact that what he said about Ole, whatever his name is, Soul Searcher, whatever his name is. Yeah, so he said that I think in his pre-match he was saying how this is a perfect, matchup for his team, a perfect time to be playing Liverpool. Yeah, and Klopp said, "Well, it's our job to make it clear to him that he's misinformed or he made a mistake by saying that." And I love hearing Klopp say that. So, look, I mean, I hear everything you're saying, and I know that people will talk about the form we've had at Old Trafford for as long back as we can imagine, let alone under Klopp, and that's fair enough. But I just feel like Liverpool on a different level. I've been saying it all season, and what happened last season, Klopp would have thought, look, we'll get 90-some points and see where it works. To get to 97 and not get it, and think about all those draws. I know this team is still kicking themselves, but this is what this team does. They bounce back. So I get it. I get all the stats, the records, and the history and the bad form at Old Trafford. I just don't think a lot of that will come into play in this game. This team is hungry. We've had a lot of time to rest, thankfully. I think most of the players came back top of the week, Monday, Tuesday at the latest. So
and
we got guys come.
A lot of our players didn't play that much.
Yeah. And I think this is probably one of the strongest in terms of having depth and players fit that we've had in a while. And it's a good time to be having that. So I just feel really confident. It's good to see Alisson coming back. I talked about Adrian in the short preview I did earlier today.
Fill me in. I didn't see that. What's your thoughts on Andrew then?
So obviously, I think
closing on Andrew now that he's finished. What's your thoughts?
Great. I mean, you can't ask for a better performance of a backup goalkeeper in 8 games to start a season. I mean, this is a season where Liverpool clearly putting everything into win the league. Other cups here and there, of course, but it's obvious that Liverpool want that league, especially getting that much of a taste of it last season. So you can't really knock that. If that's Karius or someone else, I don't think we're getting that. And so what I was going to say was I feel like Alisson probably could have played the Leicester game, I would imagine. But because Adrian was so well, it's like it afforded us more time to, just ride with Adrian. So I feel really good about that. But it's kind of unfortunate because Adrian has been so good, but I just feel like that the defense is good anyway. But I just think having Alisson back with that back four is going to make us even better. I think just the familiarity with each other, the cohesion, just that link between the back five there. So I'm really looking forward to that. I'm glad Fabinho looks like he's fit. Salah looks to be good, but I mean,
100%.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
From what I've seen,
yeah.
We have in England we have a fantasy team that people play, and it's linked to the Premier League, and he's 75%. And then Liverpool said that right now, so today on Friday, he's not fit to play, and Klopp said he won't comment on it till tomorrow. So
I mean, this is unreal. That
to be honest, I think Shaqiri will do a good job. I think Mane.
Oh, is he good to go?
Apparently, yeah.
Okay, so literally everyone's fit. That's great.
Yeah,
I mean, it's been a long time since we had a fully fit side. Did you hear this whole? And I hate when people do this. The whole comparison of the first 29 games or whatever that Ole had, and the first 29 that Klopp had, and Ole's got him by 1 point. That's like saying. I remember when Liverpool fans trying to be, I guess, optimistic, were saying, "Oh, well, look at De Gea, his first couple seasons at United. Karius will get better." Look, I don't want to hear that. Okay, look, there's no way you can compare Ole and Klopp at all. There's just no way you can do that. It doesn't make sense. So I just find that funny, and I think again, United supporters, the media, whatever, pulling out all the stops. So I guess point at, oh, Ole's doing a good job. Just give him more time, and maybe that's the case. Maybe he will turn things there. I don't really see it myself. Yeah. But I just think it's funny when you see people comparing that. Speaking on Klopp, though, 152 games, bro, 20 losses, 20 losses only.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's remarkable, man. 152 games in the league, 20 losses only. So I mean, that on his fourth 4-year anniversary, I just think it's amazing to see. We all know that first lineup. The likes of Lucas Leiva, Emre Can, Sacco, Skirtle, and his team, to see where we've come, it's just incredible, man. It's a great time to be a fan right now. Back to the game. What do you think how do you think this manager is going to set up? Is it an obvious answer? Are they going to play defensive, compact, try to get us on the counter, maybe try to target Trent? What do you think their game plan should be at home against Liverpool?
Aaron, so many things you said. I want to go, just before I answer that, I want to answer what you said before about Ali's 29 game record, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure, of course.
I've had a lot of Man United friends pop me up saying, "Oh, look at Klopp, the flop, da 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 da."
Yeah.
So like you touched on, I think if people are listening, and I know most of your followers are Liverpool fans, so they probably will be for it, but you look at the squad that Klopp had. I had to send one of my friends the squad, and we had a horrific back four, midfield, strike. So there's no comparison. If it makes them feel better, I'm all for giving Ali 5 years. That's fine. That's fine with us. We're all for that. And I think Man United have real deep issues. I don't think actually getting rid of Ali is the right answer, but I don't think spending big money on it. I don't actually know the answer. Man United are arguably where we were with Roy Hodgson, maybe worse because they've got big names. They have got big names. Anthony Martial, most expensive teenager at the time. Pogba, most expensive player in world football at the time. David De Gea was the best keeper in world football apparently 2 years ago. Harry Maguire, the most expensive goalkeeper, centre back in the world. The right back Wan-Bissaka, the most expensive right back and full back in world football. They've spent loads of money, and we can look back at their last 5 years. Di Maria, Falco, Sneijderlin, Ibrahimovic.
Some of those people I've forgotten about, man. They've had a lot of damn players.
They've had a lot of money, a lot of, and they're in a horrific position now. The way I say it to my Man United friends is football works in funny cycles. Now, Liverpool were top of the world in the 70s and 80s, and Bob Paisley and Kenny Dalglish and whatnot. And then we went for a horrific side, especially for the 2000s. We had maybe a one Champions League fluky win in 2005, and then we had the odd FA Cup or League Cup, but, the odd title challenge, and now we are at the top, and we're challenging for the league, and I think we'll win the league, and we've won the European Cup, and we'll continue to do that. And it's now United's turn to go back to where they once were. And I think that's the cycle of life at the moment. So, yeah, just going back to what you said originally. When people say, about Ollie's first 29 games, I would personally maybe stick with Ollie. I don't know what to suggest. I don't know, Aaron, because they've gone with the big brains, Jose Mourinho, who I'm a massive fan of. He goes down as a great for me.
It's good to hear somebody else say that because I don't hear that often enough. And if United fans are honest, I really wonder how they're thinking about the fact that they let Jose go like that. I know it was bad times at the moment, but you got to imagine he'd be doing better than this guy. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm a massive fan of Mourinho. Like I get his football changes. You get me? Football changes every 10, 20 years. Someone like Pep Guardiola and Klopp come around and say, "Fuck 4-4-2, fuck 5-3-2-1." They bring something new, and fullbacks become more attacking. Your wingers become more attacking. Football changes. For me personally, in my lifetime, Jose Mourinho is really, really up there to win the Champions League with Porto, Inter. He's up there, man. He totally changed the Premier League when he first came to the Premier League. What he did with Chelsea, the way he built the game on defending and conceded something ridiculous at 17 goals, and he was a phenomenal manager. And he said something the other day: "My best achievement is getting second with United," and everyone laughed.
Yeah, it's true though.
I look at him now and I think, "Fucking hell, you know what? Maybe you're right, big man." Like, And he said, "I wanted the centre back. I don't know." But yeah.
So, while we're on him, real quick, we're not gonna make this a Jose Mourinho podcast. But since we're talking about him, we both seem to have a kindred interest in him. Do you think he'll work again? And if so, well, I think that's kind of a silly question. Where do you think he'll be working at again? And what league? Do you think he'll come back to the Premier League? There's been talks about him at Spurs. What do you feel about Jose?
I think if I'm Jose Mourinho now, I don't want to ruin my legacy any more than it's been ruined. It's been damaged. Similar to Kenny Dalglish, it got damaged. Arsene Wenger, it got damaged. Ferguson left at the top. If I'm Mourinho now, if I feel like I can do international football, I'm going to Portugal. I look at the Portugal team for the Euros, and I'm looking at João Felix. I'm looking at obviously Ronaldo. I'm looking at Bernardo Silva, and I'm thinking, you know what? Let me try international football. Let me try knockout football because he's won lots of Champions Leagues. He's won a lot of knockout tournaments. That's what I'd be looking at. I wouldn't risk Tottenham because I think if he goes to Tottenham and he finishes that 4th and 5th, he's tarnishing his name. And he's already tarnished his name at Man United. And it's like Wenger. Can you imagine, Aaron, if Wenger left in like 2005? He'd be a legend. He'd be an absolute legend.
Yeah, see, I think Jose. I'm not advocating for him to go to Spurs. I don't want Jose back in the Premier League. Honestly, as much as I love him, I'd rather him go to another league. But I think he'd do a great job with that Spurs team. I think Pochettino, as good of a manager he is, he seems like he's out of plans with them. It's like when you look at that team, give him credit for getting to the Champions League, of course, and doing what they've done under that manager. But so many times they look really ill at and it's just like we know they could be good defensively, but where's the goals coming from? And we know Harry Kane can score goals, but there's just doesn't really seem to be a lot of. And then you got their most creative player who probably wants to go in Eriksen, who I've always thought he's a bit overrated, but he's their kind of De Bruyne, if you will. So I just think it's run its course, and they need somebody fresh, and I think they need somebody in there soon. But the thing what you said about Portugal, I love that. I don't know if you saw the little documentary they did on Jose Mourinho. It's on YouTube, surfacing around, but. They asked him about that, and he was like, "Nah, I'm good." He doesn't want that, 2 months on, to whatever it is, 2 weeks on, 2 weeks. He wants something like that he can sink his teeth in, get stuck into, and actually, what he's used to doing. So I think maybe later in his career, maybe. But I love to see him at Porto, especially with that. It's almost a ready-made squad. I mean, that's a pretty damn good squad. But the manager at Porto is doing pretty good himself now. So, but I definitely want to see Mourinho. I miss his post-match, his pre-match, his sound bites. I miss all that, and I just think he's a phenomenal manager. So we'll see if he gets a gig. But back to what we were talking about. I just feel like people were comparing, Brendan Rodgers with Klopp with the first 40 games or whatever, and people were literally saying, Brendan Rodgers, or maybe he was better than Klopp. Which I get at the time, maybe people thought that, but I think it's clear who's better. And honestly, and this is not. I mean, yes, we're both Liverpool supporters. I'm a Liverpool supporter, but I just think right now you got to look at Klopp as top 3 right now in the world. And I think that's easy. Maybe even top 2, maybe the top. Maybe the top.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's doing with this team is just unbelievable, man. People said he can only play one way. He's got this defense, the best in the Premier League, if not the world.
Yeah,
it's just it's amazing, and sometimes I gotta just pinch myself because this team just looks really unstoppable, man. I don't know, and I always say this, and I always hope that I'm not jinxing it, but I just don't know where the points are going to drop. In the last couple games, Sheffield United, Leicester, they very well could have, but somehow this team, and call it mentality monsters, mental giants, whatever you want to call it, but somehow they're able to pretty much do what this team we're playing Sunday used to do under Fergie.
Yeah.
I mean, am I wrong? So it's just a beautiful thing. I want to talk about Genie real quick, and then we can get back into the game because I just feel like Genie's really, really on the world stage of football still underrated. And I would say, this might be cringy for some, I said this to Gary earlier this morning. I would say Genie is leaning towards, if not already, world class. Now let me explain what I mean by that. He's doing it for country for sure, and part of me is a little jealous because I feel like what I see him doing, and I don't know who they're beat, I don't know what teams they're playing or beat. Maybe they're this weak competition, but every time he goes to international break, I'm getting all these clips of him scoring goals and just doing really good work for the Dutch side. So as much as I would like to see more of that at Liverpool, he's still popping up in big games. Obviously, the Barca game last season in the Champions League, Sheffield United, a season or two ago against City, I think he had the only goal. It was like a 1-0 header he got. So he's a big-time player, and as much as I want to see him getting more of those kind of goals that he gets with the Dutch, obviously he's been asked to do a different role at Liverpool, and I'm fine with that. But I just think on a world stage, I just think he's very, very underrated as a midfielder. Your thoughts?
Oh yeah, I definitely agree. I think I don't know what it is. I see him. I think it's Ronald Koeman. I watch him under him at Netherlands, and he plays this false 9/10.
Yeah, it's a weird role.
Yeah, he's an absolute beast, and I can't get my head around it because it's not just easy opposition. He's playing against difficult defenders, difficult goalkeepers. He's dropping the shoulder, beating a man, pinging it. He's putting it into 30 yards and top net. He is the Coutinho or the Gerrard or the what we've missed. And I do think, I don't know whether he feels less responsibility at Netherlands or he's given a freer role in the Netherlands or Holland. I don't know, but every time he goes away, I look at him and think, fucking hell, what's going on? Like
it's mad, man.
Yeah, like you just said, on the world stage, he's not. We're in the Euros this summer, and I look at Holland. I think, Wijnaldum could be one of the star players in the Euros this summer.
He very well could be. Very well
could be. The Ronaldinho of Holland. I know that's a big statement with the skills, but for the goal scoring, his ratio is incredible the last 2 years, and they're good goals. So, my finger. I absolutely love Wijnaldum. I love him to pieces. And I'm only saying it because of what I see at Holland. I'm not Klopp. I don't know what he does in training, and I know what he does for Liverpool. But I'd give him that 10 role and just see how it works out because he just his goal. I don't know. Did you see his goal last week where he scored 2 of them, but he scored one from about 30 yards out. He dropped the shoulder and curled it over the keeper from about 35 yards out. And I was just like, fucking hell, what's going on with Wijnaldum? Like, that is a banger. Like, so yeah, I'm like you. I love Wijnaldum, and I'm all for Widgie getting a more advanced role. I think at the moment, obviously Naby's coming back, and as you know, I love Naby. Me and you love Naby. Coming back, So I don't know, but if he has that in his locker, he can kind of be like a Lampard, Gerrard type of figure for us, and I think that's
no doubt, easily.
I always say that to us. I always go on, and I don't mean to keep going on about Coutinho, but we are missing someone that can make something out of nothing. Someone in midfield that can just spark the thing when they're playing forward at the back and defending hard, and yeah, so, I'd like to see Widgie do that, but when Widgie's in a Liverpool shirt, sometimes he just goes missing. And sometimes I worry because he's good at being a kind of box-to-box energy guy. Klopp underestimates his attacking abilities. At Newcastle, he was like their false number 9. He was their 10. And I remember watching him for Newcastle. He got 4 goals in a game. I remember thinking, yo, this geezer's sick. Like, he's hard. Like, and at Ajax, he was it Ajax or PSV? Sorry.
Who's that? Genie?
Yeah, Genie.
I think it might have been Feyenoord.
It was one of the Holland teams. And he was incredible. He had little dreadlocks. And he was
yeah.
He used to get so many goals, and so he's always had that in him. So that's something Klopp should look at and think. I think the problem now is, Aaron, we have every game is a must-win, so we don't really have the opportunities to try out players. Hence why Bruce is not.
Nah, there's no time for
there's not
for that. Yeah. I'm struggling to find the word I was looking for, but yeah. We don't have a lot of time for that. You know what I mean? I mean, it would be nice, but to try to like, the word I'm looking for is experiment. To try to experiment with that now, it's just when you haven't really been doing it. It's different to what we saw with him do with Henderson, which I'm so glad. I mean, part of that is getting Fab in, but that is such a relief to see Hendo out of that 6th role. Now, if Fab is out, I don't mind seeing Hendo there, Genie, whatever. But it's just so nice to know that that's Fab's role. That's it. There's nobody else playing the 6th. If he's healthy, he's playing the 6th, and it frees up Henderson. But even so now, it's almost like we're playing with 2 8s, right? And they're both doing a lot of the scrappy, dirty work. No one's really, from what I can see, doing that advancing work. But that's mainly because we got Firmino doing that. We got Bobby doing that. We got the fullbacks basically playing wingers, additional wingers. So I know that you mentioned the Coutinho or like player in that mold, and I'm not mad at that. I get that. But I just feel like Klopp is looking at other ways that are working so well for us in those creative situations and moments. And because we're winning, now if we weren't pulling out games like the Sheffield game, the Leicester, holding off Chelsea, then I think there'd be more of a feeling of we should get a 10. Now there will be a game where go ahead.
A question for you, and it's exactly sorry to butt in. It's exactly what
no, it's cool. This is what we do, man.
Yeah, it's exactly what you're talking about. Do you think it's a bit so far? There's a bit of luck. Leicester, obviously, last penalty. Sheffield United, which Oldham shot just literally spilled out the keeper's legs. Do you think that Klopp should be looking at making one of them a 10, or do you think it's fine? It will come. What do you?
That's a great question. I feel like after what I just said, I think the obvious answer in my mind would have been no. But now that you ask me, I'm thinking about it. That's a great question, man. And I think you might have stumped me on that because I just feel like if Klopp now here's the thing. It's almost like this is Naby's third coming or third start because he gets his start, he stops, he gets hurt, he comes back. Yeah. Hopefully this kid can stay healthy. Please, I hope he can stay healthy. And I think it's easy to say, if Klopp wanted that, he would win for it. Well, we all know that he went for Fekir. That didn't work out. Yeah. We got Oxlade Chamberlain, who I think is almost like a Milner player. And what I mean by that is Ox can play fullback if we needed him to. And probably the worst case scenario, but he could. He played wing back for Arsenal. He could do that. He could play in the midfield, attacking, box to box. So I think Klopp may have been thinking Naby could be not necessarily the Coutinho guy, but definitely the guy who can grab the ball and go forward. What we saw Ox do a lot of the times last season. So that's a great question. I just don't think that's where Klopp is. I don't think that's a position where Klopp thinks that we're starving at or we're not doing well enough at. And again, the more that we keep pulling those games out, the more you have to say Klopp was right, And look, there'll be a time in the game maybe where we don't get that quote unquote luck. I tend to think Klopp's always said you got to make your own luck, and that's what I think we're doing. I think I made a video about that, about being lucky and making your own luck. I think that's what Liverpool's doing. In that game against Sheffield United, we were the team who were actually trying to win that game. Sheffield were cool with a tie. Let's be real. They were cool with a draw. Same with Leicester. Leicester got that goal back. They looked tired as hell. I mean, the guy who scored the goal, Mattis, could barely celebrate. I mean, they were so fatigued in that game, and that's what Liverpool do to teams. They grind them into the ground, and so to me, it's more about making your own luck, if you want to call it that. But it's also just about not giving up and going to the end. You know what I mean? So And even if it is luck, look, every team that wins the league, whether it be City, us, Chelsea down the years, whoever, Arsenal, every team needs it. Every team benefits from it.
Yeah.
So, but to say that we're a lucky team, I don't really buy that. But what do you think though? Do you feel like that's something that at some point Klopp is going to try to get specifically from a Naby or a Genie or Ox or whatever, or do you think we'll kind of persist with the 6 and the 2/8s?
I think, such a good question. I think, I miss Naby so much. I feel like,
I know.
Yeah, I feel like, we are missing Naby. We're missing someone that can drop a shoulder, beat a man, and score from out wide. And at the moment, it's working. And I think it's working because our front three is an absolute fire. I saw something on Twitter today, and it compared the front three by 9 games or 8 games now and this season and last season. And we are like, everyone is a goal and assist ahead. Some of them are 2. Salah's at 2 goals, Mane's 2 goals, Firmino's assist. So the front three is started on fire in a good way. But I do think, the answer to your question, I do think Klopp is thinking we are missing that number 10. We are.
You do. Okay.
Yeah, I do think so. I think the 10's a dead role. Man City play with 2 10s, arguably. If everyone's fit,
Good point.
2 10s. You look at David Silva, Bernardo Silva, De Bruyne, and I don't think they're box to box. I think they're more attacking-minded midfielders.
That's a good point. Very good point.
They have a very good 6 in Fernandinho, who's one of the best 6s in the world football, as Fabinho is. But then they have 2 very attacking-minded midfielders. Maybe one more than the other, but they still have 2 arguably 10s over than 8s. And with Liverpool, Klopp, especially when it comes to away big games like Sunday, he will go with Wijnaldum and Hendo, which for me, even though what we said about Wijnaldum feels like 2 box-to-box defensive-minded 8s.
Yeah.
They'd rather pass backwards than beat a man. You never see Hendo beat a man, drop a shoulder, step over, and ping it over someone. Hendo, if someone pressures Hendo, he looks left and right, and if there's no one there, he'll go backwards, Whereas, and I don't even want to say Coutinho, but with someone like Shaqiri or Naby Keita, you look at Naby, some of Naby's games last season where he just nutmeg you. He'll just nutmeg you, put it through your legs.
I know, man. He'll flip the ball. It's almost like a sick joke, man. It's like every time this kid starts to get some momentum, he just falls apart again. It's so frustrating. It's really, really frustrating, man. I mean, not even for me as a supporter, because who cares what I think, but just for him and his career, I just really hope this is some weird injury-prone turning point, because this kid has too much talent, man.
Yeah.
And it would be a shame. And I don't care about all the rival fans who will say he was a bust and all that. Look, we see Naby more than them. Yeah. We know what's going on. The kid, there's a hell of a player in that kid. We know it.
Yeah.
And I'm telling you, if he can just get a run of games and stay fit, this league is going to start seeing it. And you're going to see rival fans talking about, this guy Naby is incredible. I thought he was a bum.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm waiting for. And Ox as well. We know a little bit more about Ox. We've seen him more play in the Premier League. But when those guys get fit, bro, that midfield the decision that Klopp is going to have to make every game, which I love that he would have that's a good problem to have. Once that happens, bro, this midfield and the reason why this was what my last little bit on the whole 10 thing. If Klopp can find a 10 who can do the hard work that Genie and Hendo do, I can see it. But that's part of the issue. That's why I feel like imagine Coutinho on this team. Now maybe I'm wrong, and let me know if you disagree. Expected to do that high pressing all the game, although it feels like we're playing more of a high line than it is this. It's less of the heavy metal quote unquote gegenpressing, which I kind of miss. And in games, depending on who we play, the opponent is, we'll turn that on. But I like the idea that we can turn it on and turn it off. It's not always what we do, but I can't. For me, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I can't remember. Maybe Coutinho's numbers were good as far as when we're doing the pressing. I just don't know if he was that kind of player in Klopp's mind. That was going to put in that hard grafting. I mean, Genie and Hendo, they work, brother.
Yeah.
Them dudes work. And there's not a lot of midfielders that's doing that, man, really.
Definitely.
So that's why I feel like we can think what we want, and that's cool. I'd love to be proven wrong, but I just don't see, as long as Klopp is there for the rest of his tenure there, I just don't see that quote unquote, certified 10. I just don't see it, bro. I could be wrong, and I'd like to be wrong, but I just don't see it, bro.
I think I agree, but my thing is, Aaron, Klopp doesn't want 1 out and out 10 because he doesn't either trust anyone or they're not fit enough at the moment. If we had someone like Coutinho at the moment, fully fit, I think he would trust the two others to do the hard defending, pressing work.
Okay, so not to cut you off again. If we got Coutinho now, and there's obviously there's talk about that again, him coming in some whatever. What formation are we playing? Are we still playing 4-3-3? Are we playing 4-2 and then 3, and he's part of that 3, and then 1 up for Firmino up top? What formation do you think we play?
I think if we had Coutinho back, especially in every game, I think if we had Coutinho back, he would come in and take Henderson's place. You'd have Fabinho holding, Widgie as like a 8, defensive-minded 8, and then you have Coutinho on the free roll. And I think that is possibly what we may be missing at the moment.
Okay.
But I think a guy in the middle, and like Firmino does it to a degree, but he still has to be up top and hold the ball up and make the space for the wingers. If we had that Lionel Messi, and that's what Coutinho was for us, the Messi for us, that free roll, cut in the middle, cut out left, cut out right, put it on your weak foot, put it on your strong foot, ping it 80 yards, drop a shoulder and beat a man, throw it over to Salah or Mane, or put it in top bins. I think if that's what Naby's role is, I think when Naby is 100% fit, I think Naby is probably going to be told to have a freer role. I think they're going to say, Naby, you go out there. Obviously, you know where to stay in between Mane and Fabinho, but that role is yours, bro. And you can beat a man. You can take over a man. You look at what he did in Germany. He used to score so many screamers.
Who's this?
He had the freedom to just shoot from wherever he wanted.
Who's this, Bobby?
Keita, Naby.
Oh, yeah. Very free.
Very free.
That's the thing. I don't know if, and I don't want to question his discipline, but we use that same word. I just don't know, because he was so free. I forget from formation they played. I think it was a 4-2-3-1, but he was so free there. I just wonder if he maybe was struggling with this kind of structure that Klopp and these kind of certain roles and certain ways that Klopp wanted him to play. I don't know. It's. Let me just say something about Coutinho, because you know as much as anyone. I've never been a huge Coutinho fan, and I don't want him back. But I will say, the idea of us playing like a 4-2-3-1 maybe, or like you said, Coutinho in that free role, or maybe just under Firmino with Salah and Mane, and maybe Fab and Genie in that 2 holding, that's nasty. That could be scary.
Okay,
that could be scary.
I got an example. When we bring Origi on, but we leave Salah, Mane, and Firmino on, what happens? Firmino,
it's disjointed a little bit.
Yeah, Firmino drops back into that free role, and then Origi, Salah, and Mane go wild. And I think if we had a full fit Naby or we had Coutinho back, that's what would probably happen. Now, issue with Klopp, and it's not Klopp's problem, it's more the level of the Premier League, the level of Pep Guardiola is we can't afford to, you said it earlier, we can't afford to take risks at the moment.
Experiment. Yeah.
Experiment, that's the word. You used it earlier. I love it. Experiment. We can't afford to experiment. Now, that's the problem. I think at the moment we can't experiment. But if we could, I'd be all for saying, Naby, go out there and have the free roll, because you've got Fabinho behind you. You've got arguably the best number 6 in world football behind you, and arguably the best centre-back behind you, and arguably the best keeper behind you. Naby, do what you want to do in that midfield role. Drop a shoulder, beat a man, ping it, shoot, press, or, do what you want to do, Naby. And you look at Ronaldinho, you look at Gerrard, you look at Lampard, you look at Coutinho, Zidane, these were elite players. And you saw my Instagram post about a year ago, and I said Naby will be the best midfielder after De Bruyne.
Yep.
And I still stick with that. I still think Naby has it all in the locker.
Easily.
He needs to just get fit and just unlock it. He needs to stay fit. I think he needs to stay fit. I think that's the big issue.
And if he does, like you said, he's definitely gonna get unleashed, and it's gonna be a beautiful thing to see. Let's go back to the experiment thing, because the more we talk about it, the more I'm thinking while you're speaking and listening to you. It's a long season. There will be there should be opponents where, and obviously Klopp is probably doing some of this in training. I'm sure he's not just staying still. I'm sure he is trying different things and let's say quote unquote experimenting. So maybe he does have something under his sleeve that he's going to pull out, maybe against a Genk. I don't know. Maybe that's risky. Maybe against a Brighton. I don't know. And not to disrespect these teams, but I feel like if you were going to do that, take something from training into one of those games all week and think, let's try this. So because again, with Naby and Ox fit, if they stay fit, that's a bit of a headache. It is for selection. It really is. And I know Ox isn't really fully back, and I know Naby isn't. But once they do, that's going to be really tough. Assuming you're going to probably bring in a midfielder or two next year. I don't know what's happening with Millie, but so I think Klopp may be thinking about doing a little bit of experimenting and maybe throwing a curveball. I think it was beautiful what he did last week against Leicester. Leicester didn't have any games during the week like us, so he switched the front three up. Now, it looked kind of crazy to us. Some of the supporters were thinking, what are we doing? It was kind of wacky. But it was a great way to kind of keep Leicester guessing.
So,
because,
Aaron, what did he do against Leicester? So remind me.
The front three was all wacky. They had Mane on the right. Salah was up through the middle a little bit. Firmino was on the left.
Yeah.
But it started off that way, almost vintage Mane when he first came to us on the right. So it wasn't a major change, but it was something that I think Leicester weren't really prepared for.
Yeah.
And I know Mane gets his goal off the left, but Mane was on the right a lot in that game, if you remember, helping out Trent defensively. Mm-hmm. So, which was incredible. That defensive performance Mane put against Leicester was out of this world, bro. Out of this world. But so we'll see. I think we're kind of singing from the same hymn sheet. I think we think a lot of the same ways as far as the 10 or maybe that free guy and again I don't love Coutinho, but if we had a guy like that in this team, I think it could be really, really special. I think it could be really special.
Aaron, just before we move on, who's your closest like to Coutinho in our team?
Who do I think comes close to just what Coutinho's role was for us?
Yeah, if fit.
I think if Lallana never took as many steps back as he did, it could have been him. I think that's a really close to me.
Interesting.
But if fully fit, I'd probably have to say Naby or Ox, right? I mean, those are really the only guys. I mean,
you have to go with one.
I'd say Naby, and this is the thing about Naby. Those shots he was taking in Germany, I want to see that. And again, I'm just not questioning Klopp in a bad way, but questioning maybe he's holding some guys back as far as what he wants. Or maybe Naby just hasn't really gotten as comfortable. Maybe he is now. But yeah, to answer your question, not to beat around the bush, I'd go with Naby. But
Same.
The closest, I'd say Naby. I want to say Ox is in and around that, probably maybe a close second, but I'd go with Naby.
I think Naby is the more skillful one out of him and Ox. And I think that's what we miss. I think we miss someone skillful in midfield. I look back to Naby's performances against, I think it was Crystal Palace and Bournemouth.
The turn, man. The turn.
I saw a video the other day, a meme, and he nutmegged two guys.
I know. I remember. What game was that though? Was that against Palace too? I can't remember what that was. I feel like it was a blue team. It's coming back to me. Yeah, I can't remember. But yeah, the double nutmeg was sick.
Yeah, the double
sick, man. It with ease too. It looked like it was just so easy to him.
I've got it somewhere. 1 second.
That was incredible moment for now.
Bournemouth.
Oh, was it Bournemouth? Okay, Bournemouth. Yeah.
I'm watching it now. So he goes out wide. He puts the ball through number 2's legs. Then he cuts in, puts it through number 8's legs, and then pings it 45 yards out. So that for me is and like you, I don't want to keep going about Coutinho. Fuck him. But that's what I don't think Ox has that. I think Ox can shoot and Ox can accelerate, but I don't think Ox can nutmeg two people in 10 seconds. And Naby has that, and Naby can also shoot and score. So, a full fit Naby would would be my number 10. And it's so sad that not only Liverpool fans, but the world hasn't been able to see Naby. It's so sad.
I know, man.
My brother's an Arsenal fan, and he's quite a good Arsenal fan. He watches probably more football than me. He lives in Amsterdam. He watches a lot of Holland football, a lot of Italian football, a German football. And he was saying, Jamal, a lot of the Germans cannot believe how Naby has just stood still. They can't believe it. They were saying to him in a pub the other day, they're all German or Holland.
This your brother who just left uni? No.
Yeah. He's doing a master's.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Yeah. He's moved to Amsterdam, and so he goes to the pubs to watch the games. Mm-hmm. And obviously, because it's English, they say, "Oh, who do you support?" And this is
I'm sure he's having a great time out there.
Yeah, he's loving out there. He's smoking his weed legally and all that.
Oh my god! Wow.
Yeah, he's going. I went there last weekend. Had the coffee shops. It's just it's jokes. I bought it's off topic, but I was buying.
It's okay. It's all right.
I was buying space cakes, and then I'm walking on a road, I'm coming back to the shop and seeing Naby Keita come out. I'm like, whoa!
Yo, those edibles sneak up on you.
Edibles,
man.
Yeah.
They sneak up on you, man. You sitting there thinking, man, what is this thing? Yep. Nothing's happening. The next few minutes, you're like, oh, there it is. There it is.
It's amazing. But anyway, back to football. So I went to a few pubs, and anyway, there's a lot of Germans in Holland, and they're all like, these bombs in Liverpool. They're like, Naby Keita, fucking animal. He's amazing. He's phenomenal. He's a beast. And it kind of thought, shit, yeah, man. Like they really rate him because he tore their league apart at 20 years old.
I mean, remember Klopp had German managers calling him saying, "Man, you've hit the jackpot with this dude. This kid, if you get him going, he's gonna be incredible." And the thing is, I'll let you get back to your point. I can't wait to see him and Fab in the same midfield because Naby also brings that physicality. We forget about that because he's been injured so much.
Yes,
he's not scared of that. So once he gets more comfortable, more familiar, the English might help. He's gonna be. I'm telling you, man. Him and Fab in that midfield is gonna be a problem. It's gonna be a problem. So, but yeah,
definitely, I totally agree.
I can't wait, and I don't care who. It could be Milner, Ox, Genie. I don't care who it is, but I want to see Nab and Fab in the same mid. I got to see it. Now.
I know it's so off topic, but you said Nab and Fab. Who's your third? Champions League final. The Champions League final against Barcelona.
I got to go Genie, bro. I got to go Genie. Especially if we're getting that forwardness of Naby. Then that's an easy one for me. All due respect to Hendo, all due respect to Ox. Milner, but fully fit.
The protection that someone like Henderson would offer, though. You're going against Barcelona.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think for me, my dream midfield in the Champions League final, fully fit, Fab, Nab, Genie. Now, Ox, yeah, but I think if you have Ox and Naby,
I wouldn't even.
Yeah, that's too much. I definitely want to see that midfield at some point. But that's like against a team where we don't have to really worry about holding it back defensively, being defensive in the midfield. But that's a little bit too gun ho, I think. But we might see it at some point. But yeah, I think that Naby, Genie, Fab, bro, that midfield could be really, really serious, man. And again, love Hendo, love Milner. That pass Milner put to Mane the other day was out of this world, out of this world, man. If that's De Bruyne, people are drooling all over social media. But and I want to say it might have been with his off foot. I don't know, but the pass was just that was a disgusting pass in the best way possible. But I would love that midfield. I would love that midfield. Let's actually talk about the lineup. I think we kind of have an idea collectively or together that we kind of know what it's going to be. Is there a shout at all for Lovren or Gomez? And I know you think the keeper is going to be Alisson. So can we pretty much just go past the back four? Do you think there's a shout for, I don't know, Lovren or it almost feels like a dumb question at this point, but it's obviously assuming that Matip is good, which from all I can hear and tell that he is, but is there a shout in your mind? I don't know.
No.
Okay.
I think if Matip is full fit, if Matip is full fit, then I think.
Well, let's go with that. So obviously we think that he is. If he isn't, are you going with Gomez or are you going with Lovren?
Ooh, I'm going with Gomez. I think I'm going with Gomez.
Ooh, okay. Even after that performance from Lovren?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. I like that. Okay. All right.
Thing is, I feel like you know what? It's tricky because I think Lovren gets a lot of stick from some Liverpool fans, and I think he gets undeserved stick. I think all
No,
that.
that's very true. Very true.
Yeah, I
Very
feel
true.
like he's the scapegoat of the team sometimes, but
Mm.
he doesn't. You know, it's been a long time since he's put a foot wrong. But saying that, I think you know the partnership that Gomez and Van Dijk had last season, this time last year before his injury, I just think it's incredible, and I just think with Gomez, if he puts a foot wrong, he's so quick. He usually makes up for it because of how quick he is. Whereas with Lovren, he can't make up for it. He's so slow.
Ah, great point. Great point. Okay.
So I think that's one thing. Number two, I think Lovren's a bit cocky. I think Lovren's a bit too confident and try to do things that he shouldn't try to do. Now, if you was asking me against Wolves or Everton or someone else, I'd say, oh yeah, maybe Lovren. But against someone like Man United, you know, Gomez is so quick. He will cut that. I just think, you know, Gomez is just too quick. I just basically go Gomez. If I can't go Matip, I'd go Gomez.
Mm.
And it's true I'm saying that because I think a year ago we all kind of said Gomez and Van Dijk. But
yeah, I mean, almost every podcast I hear and just talking to you, that's what people keep saying. But I mean, I don't think we were wrong in thinking that Matip was having a really. But also, we got to remember Matip was having some injury issues too, and I think we forget maybe that has something to do with it. But also, just his performance were really, really passive. He seemed so soft to be that big of a man. He was really disappointing me. So I don't know if it's just him getting a run of games and not getting injuries. Because Klopp was hanging on to that guy. You know, he's hanging on to Lovren as well. But Matip there must have been something in Matip that Klopp saw, right? And so maybe it's a mixture of that, and then Van Dijk's kind of rubbing off. I don't know. Whatever it is, may it continue. And I've said it before, and I'm sure that people will probably laugh, more so non-Liverpool supporters. But who's better than him besides Van Dijk right now in the Premier League? Let me know.
None.
You might. I mean, a healthy Laporte. Okay, fine, maybe. But I still take Matip over any other duo. I mean, over any other, second, I don't know, central defender in England. I mean, there's no one else. People might bring up Alderweireld and those guys, but I think they're done. Obviously, Matip is a bit younger too, so I don't know. I just think Matip has been just incredible for us. Really, really, really good. And I never thought I'd come to a point where I'd be worried if Matip got injured. I shouldn't say worried because I believe in Gomez and Lovren, but you know what I mean. Like I never thought it'd become a time where it's like, oh, Matip's down. Damn. I never thought I'd feel that.
So. Are you Matip over Gomez right now?
Oh, leaps and bounds. Oh. Leaps and bounds. And I think, look, I love Gomez, and he's going to take some time to get back. He's still a great defender, and again, I think we have defenders now, and it's based on Lovren's last performance. I don't want to get too, celebratory over that, but it was a good game, so respect is due. But I still feel like they're all interchangeable. Now, we don't want to see Van Dijk go down, but as far as Lovren, Gomez, and Matip, I think if Matip goes down, I feel confident having Lovren and Gomez. I feel like if Gomez went down, I feel, you know what I mean? So I'm pretty confident in our defenders right now, and that's a pretty good place to be. There's no one in our defense that I think is going to make us weaker. Obviously, if we, knock on wood, if we were to lose Van Dijk, that would be great. But I just feel like this team has been together long enough that I think, especially with a great keeper, if we had Karius back there or something, then it'd be like, oof, I don't know. But I don't know. I just feel ultimately ultra confident with the defense, as well as the rest of the team as well, but specifically the defense.
Yeah, definitely.
So, I mean, I think the midfield, we both agreeing it'll be the quote-unquote Champions League midfield, Hendo, Genie, Fab? Or are you going for an outside cheeky shot at Naby or Ox?
You know what?
I feel like I saw you put something about Naby.
Yeah.
It'd be nice if he started on Twitter, but I don't know if your mind has changed or not.
Nah, you know what? I'm going to go cheeky. I'm going to go...
I love it.
I'm going to go Naby. I'm going to go Fabinho, Hendo, and Naby. I think I'm probably...
Okay.
Maybe I'm wishfully thinking.
Yeah, maybe.
He played 180 minutes for Netherlands.
Did he?
I think like that. Yeah, he's their main man in it, so...
okay.
Up for them. He played.
Do you know off the top of your head who else is in their midfield?
For
No. For Netherlands, who else plays midfield for them?
They've got De Jong, next to him.
Oh, how can I forget? Right. So
Yeah.
is De Jong more of a 6 then?
Yeah,
Okay.
behind him. Then they've got someone else, not De Ligt's behind them and Van Dijk. They've got
Yeah, I can't remember who their other midfielder is though, or what he looks like or anything.
Oh no, I can't remember.
Okay. I was
But
just curious.
I'm probably more wishfully thinking. It'll probably be what you said, or maybe even fucking James.
Well, I was gonna say there were some shots for him too. And look, he definitely didn't make a terrible case for himself, especially after the last game. We all know what happened. So look, I'm at the point now. I've said this before, and I've kind of gone against it. But honestly, man, and we're all human, so we can see the lineup and think, ugh, what's that about, Klopp? But honestly, man, can we really question the lineup anymore? I just don't think we can, bro. And I know there's certain plays that we want to see, and I hear what you're saying. I know you're not questioning Klopp, but I just feel like I'd love to see Naby. I'd love to see Fab. But honestly, this team is just too much, man. And I really could care less, to be honest. I mean, unless it's something crazy where Lallana's playing, starting, and I don't know, Brewster is starting up top or something like that. And I like both of those players, but in a game like this, you don't want to see that. Then I'm pretty much like, okay, whatever Klopp thinks is cool, we can go with that. I think we'll get the 3 points regardless. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So do you think it's a bit of mind games? People are talking about what Ole was saying, that because now he's saying that there's a chance for at least Pogba to play. I have a sneaky feeling that Pogba will show at some point in that game on Sunday. I could be wrong.
Sorry, I didn't see that. I thought.
Man. Yeah. I tend to try to listen to the opposing manager's press conference as well, and he wasn't so resolute as he was before. In fact, even with the goalkeeper. Now, I think the goalkeeper will sit out, but he was saying that it didn't seem as bad as they first thought, which we don't know what that means. But he definitely isn't saying what he was saying early in the week about pretty much basically saying, not verbatim, but basically saying they're 100% doubts. To me, I couldn't care less if both of them play or not. To be honest, I still think with both of them, we're still a better team. Now, with both of them in, it gives them an edge. But, I mean, what are your thoughts on that? Do you think one or two of those could feature in this game?
Oh, Aaron, this is why you're so good at questions. Okay, so with De Gea, I don't care. Like you said, I don't care because we will train all week to bury a keeper. Now, whether this is the game of today, not of 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I thought De Gea was the best keeper in the league since Peter Cech.
Easy.
I thought De Gea was one of the best keepers I'd ever seen in my life. I didn't see Schmeichel or
right.
I didn't even, to be honest, I didn't really see Buffon in his prime. So but De Gea of the last 2 years is shit. I don't think he's the Spider-Man that he used to be. He sees his legs and knees, and he kept like 20 clean sheets. And I don't give a fuck. He's shit now. So I don't really care. Like you, I don't care. Romario is a good keeper. It's not like it's Lee Grant, for instance, their third keeper. It's not.
That's true.
It's not a massive jump. Do you know what I mean? So I weren't bothered about that. Paul Pogba, I am bothered about now. I'm a big...
Even though he hasn't been, me too. But even though he hasn't been playing for a while, you still think he can.
Yeah. Even though, so my argument with Paul Pogba would be similar argument of Naby Keita, but on a probably more talented spectrum at the moment. Is that if Paul Pogba chooses to turn up, if Paul Pogba chooses to drop a shoulder and ping it 80 yards, if Paul Pogba chooses to drop a shoulder and put it in the back of the net from, Paul Pogba can do that. And what worried me is that was the only worry. We had no one like for like. Now, I'm all for Fabinho kind of man-marking Pogba, but if Pogba makes the space and then he allows someone else, I think he's a big presence. And I think he's not only a big presence on the pitch, I think he's a big presence in the changing room. Do you know what I mean? I think losing Paul Pogba, they've almost 1-0 down. I think having Paul Pogba, he will be in the changing room saying, come on, fucking hell, we fucking can't stand them scouse cunts out there. We're going to go out there. And we've seen his speeches at the World Cup. So it's more than just being on the pitch. But off the pitch, I think Paul Pogba is a big personality. And he will be the player to turn around and say, see that Mane, Salah, they're shit. McTominay, you're going to work with me. You're going to hold the, Liverpool aren't even that good. They're not won a league for 30 years. I think that's what Pogba will be chatting. And on the pitch, I still, you see, if McTominay gets the ball with like 3 yards of space, I'm not bothered. But if Pogba gets the ball, I know he can ping it 40 yards. He can do that. Whether he chooses to or not, I don't know. But it's a game for every player in Man United to turn up in. They can change the whole season. Can you imagine if they win 2-0? Can you imagine if Martial?
Oh god.
It'd be their season change. They'd turn it around.
Oh, no doubt.
And
it'd be like a small, kind of cup for them. They'd celebrate that way.
It would be, and lots of Liverpool fans are getting very cocky, like, oh, look at Man United. We were Man United of now for 10, 15 years. And
Thank you.
We were fighting for 4th and 5th for a decade, and they were fighting for the league. And every so often, we would play them, and Gerrard would turn the game around, and we'd get a win. And we were like little fishes, and all we'd do is stop them so Arsenal could get the league or Chelsea could get the league because we weren't getting the league. And that's what they're doing now. They're just trying to stop us so City can get the league. They're little fish, but we need to stay humble. We haven't won a league and whatnot. So, yeah, personally, I don't want to see Pogba in the team because I think if Pogba's in the team, he gives more confidence throughout the whole team in the changing room.
No doubt.
He just offers a little bit more. If he turns the switch on, I don't want to give him a yard of space. I don't want to let him, spin Henderson or put the ball around.
Mm-hmm.
No, to be honest, I look at Fabinho and I think, you know what, Fabinho, you've got Pogba. You can have Pogba, but I don't feel like that with Henderson. I feel like Pogba could run circles around Henderson, and sometimes Henderson gets embarrassed by very talented players, and I think.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah, Henderson's not technically gifted like Fabinho is, So
yeah.
Don't want to. Basically, the answer. I don't want to see Pogba in the team. I'd rather not. I'm not worried, but if Pogba's in the team, I'm a bit less confident. That's the answer.
Oh no, I totally get you, and I agree. Especially knowing and it's a good response you had, even if he's not 100% fit, he's Pogba, and so all he really needs is a moment. That's all he needs is a moment. He's shown that so many times. I'd say majority of the time at Juventus, but he's even in his period at United, he's come up with goods for them lots of times, in big games too. Yeah. Remember that City game? Just two headers, and that was it.
Remember the City game?
So, I mean, he's a big time player. It's amazing to me that people. I just think people like to pile on. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, it's clear. I don't think Pogba is 100% happy. I don't even think he's 50% happy at United. But he's there. He's stuck there, and I wish the best for him. But in light of that, I think he still is it. Say again.
Would you take him at Liverpool?
Oh shit! You had to ask me that. Oh shit! I gotta say, yeah, I love Pogba. I don't know. I mean, I guess he probably could do the box to box for us. I don't know if he can do the running though. I don't know if he can do. I just don't know. I could be wrong. And again, I have to always base my answer around that. I don't mean to be irritating that way, but knowing Klopp, if you're gonna be in the midfield, you got to be able to run. And so I just don't know if Pogba has that in him. I haven't seen it enough to know, but that's probably based on the managers he's played under. Mm-hmm. So, but I mean, it's Pogba. I love Paul Pogba, man. I really do. And it's funny to see the people who hate on him and have the memes and bring up the color of his hair and all that. Look, man, this kid is a world-class talent, man. I don't care who disagrees with that. World-class talent. Yeah, I said it right here.
Yeah. So, Aaron, just quickly jumping off the topic a little bit. If you had a choice with our starting 11, and we'll get straight back into the game afterwards. You get a choice. Bear in mind, we've got Fabinho. You get a choice of Kante, N'Golo Kante, or Paul Pogba for one season.
Jesus Christ. Well, see, you say we have Fabinho, and we do, obviously, but we were in this conversation before the other day of, I think maybe you suggesting that I was moving ahead of myself by saying Fab could be considered as one of, if not the best six. Mainly, and I said that mainly because, Chelsea have Conte playing in a more attacking role now, which just shows how incredible this fucking kid is. N'Golo Kante, we already knew he was great. But when he's scoring goals now, the goal he scored against us was ridiculous. He's scoring goals now. He's box to box. He can do the dirty work too. This kid is incredible. And on that, to answer your question, I would say I'd have to go with Conte, man. I love Pogba. It's close. It's close because I think Pogba may be able to offer a little bit of what we're maybe missing in Coutinho as far as that guy who can set piece, long shot from distance, can pass the ball, can move, can dribble. So I'd say slightly N'Golo, man. I just love this kid. Just seeing his face, seeing the kid's face. I mean, I don't know how that couldn't make somebody's day. But and just so humble, the stuff he does in the community, in the Muslim community, in London. The guy is amazing. I think he still drives a Geo Metro golf. I don't know what he drives.
He drives a Mini.
this kid probably spends no money on like extracurricular. I mean, obviously he doesn't drink, smoke. So what is he spending money on? You know what I mean? Like he's probably not buying expensive clothes.
He is one of them.
He's incredible, man. It's incredible. So just that I don't know we're talking about football, but you gotta love the guy for who he is too. So I go with N'Golo. That's a tough one, but I go with N'Golo.
Okay.
Just slightly. I want us to put in a cheeky, and we'll get back to the game in a second. I want Liverpool to put, and this won't happen because I'm sure PSG won't let it happen. But I want to see Verratti at Liverpool. That's who I want, especially now he's coming on. Looks a little injury free for the time being. He's had some injuries over the past couple seasons, but I think Verratti is a complete myth. Him or that guy Alan from Napoli. Those two guys, I love those two dudes, man. I love them.
Verratti from PSG.
Yeah, Verratti. I love Verratti.
Yes. Yeah.
It won't happen. I don't think it'll happen. I shouldn't say it won't because now, honestly, bro, I think whoever Klopp wants, you got to be a fool. Go ahead. Sorry.
So now, why won't it happen? Why do you think it's?
Well, that's why I was going to say I shouldn't say that. But so one, why I say it won't happen is because, especially if he's staying fit for them, I think that's a big personality in that midfield. Secondly, I'm hearing murmurs of them offering him an extension. Now, honestly, I think if Klopp can have whoever he wants at this point, especially if we go on to accomplish the goals that I think we will accomplish this season, the league, Champions League again, whatever. At this point, I just feel like we talked about it earlier in the chat of Klopp being top 2, if not top 1 in the world right now. But I think if Klopp wanted Verratti, it'd be hard to imagine him saying no to that. I'm sure he loves being in Paris and all of that, and getting easy wins in a very, very weak league. But it's hard for me to imagine any player saying no. Besides the idea, and this is what happened with Pepe, which probably worked out best for us, to be honest. But I think Pepe was worried about playing time, which I don't know why he thought it'd be much different at Arsenal. But I think Pepe was thinking, when am I going to play? Where am I going to play? And I think that might be an issue that could hold us back from getting top players. Not that I say Pepe is a top player, but in that echelon, I think that might be one thing that keeps us because they're thinking, well, Mane, Salah, I'm not going to play over them. So beyond that, though, that's why I think Alan could be like maybe a slightly lower tier player we can get. Still, Napoli's going to want a lot of money for him, but I think between the two, we probably have a better chance of getting Alan, personally. But yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I fully agree. I love it.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll think about that when the windows open back up. But I think this is a big game, man, and I just can't wait for this game. The last game of week 9, the last teams to play. We'll know what City has done by then. We'll know what everybody else has done by then. And so I just can't wait. Hit me with a score prediction.
Yeah. And just before we go for the score.
Yeah, please.
Yeah. Are you good for time? You got another half an hour, 40 minutes?
Yeah, I got time.
I've got a few questions I wanted to ask and talk about. But yeah. Should we do score predictions first, or should I go for the questions?
Let's save that for later. Just go with the other topics.
Okay, yeah, cool. So first thing I wanted to ask you is Trent. Do you think Trent's position is right back, or do you think he will go in for his role as a midfielder?
Great question. I think this kid Trent can do whatever the hell he wants to be honest. But to answer your question, that's actually tough, man. For the foreseeable future, and I don't really know what that means. I just think right now he's so good at fullback. In my opinion, I know people question his defensive attributes. That's cool, whatever. I think he's better than people give him credit for. But he's so good at that role.
Yeah.
That's a good question, Jen. I'm gonna say stay at fullback. Personally, I think he probably Gerrard started at fullback. I think, right?
Who? Sorry.
Steven Gerrard.
Yeah, Gerrard started right back. Yeah.
Yeah, so I we'll have to see that because I could see him playing that attacking, right or left side. I really could. And we're talking about 10s. I mean, bruh, imagine that. I mean, that could be something that Klopp maybe experiments with at some point.
100%.
Say again? I mean, I love him at right back, and I guess because I've seen him so much at that, I don't want to change that. But bro, that might be a situation that Klopp wants to look at. So I don't know. Good question. My answer is, I think he'll stay at fullback, but I wouldn't be opposed to him going in a more advanced role. But my thing is, that means we got to find somebody as good as Trent at fullback or better. You know what I mean? Because I don't want to drop off there. I don't want to drop off there. You know what I mean? So are we gonna put Keanu Hoover there maybe, and then you know what I mean? Like so I don't know. Or the other young guy that got that nasty tackle against Sevilla. What's his name? LaRucci.
Yeah,
I know he plays. I think he plays left. I think, but I mean, that's a good shout, man. That's a good shout, and I don't know yet what's gonna happen with Keanu Hoover. I don't know if he's more. I think he's looked at more as a central defender, but I could be wrong. But even with that, maybe Klopp says, "Yeah, I know what you are, but you're gonna play right back for me." So I don't know. Great question. I want to see him stay at fullback, but I definitely wouldn't be opposed to him moving a bit more advanced. That would be great. Good question, man.
Yeah, I think for me, I know it's come up a lot. I know Carragher said it first, and then a lot of people have kind of jumped on Twitter and given their opinion. I love Trent. About 6 months ago, I was saying, there's nothing wrong with Trent being at right back. Look at Dani Alves and look at Marcelo and Roberto Carlos. It's modern day and all of that. And I agree with a lot of that. And but we could potentially have a generational midfielder. We could have a Kaká, a Steven Gerrard, a Frank Lampard, a Ronaldinho. We could have that in Trent, and it's a lot harder to get them than a good right back. Trent has always played. The best example I can give is probably Gareth Bale. I remember Gareth Bale when Tottenham brought him. Tottenham thought they were one of the best left backs in England. What they didn't realise is that they had one of the best midfielders in world football. And it kind of, opened up against Inter Milan when they were in the Europa League, I think. And I remember this Gareth Bale kid, he just couldn't stop bombing forward. And they are different in the sense that Bale was more of a winger. Bale wanted to cut in more and shoot. Trent wants to stay out wide and cross. But there is some similarities. And the best similarity you could possibly give Trent is Kevin De Bruyne, in the sense that Trent has created the second most open chances after De Bruyne and completed the most, open game chances after De Bruyne and whatnot. Me personally, I think it's a lot easier to find a very good right back than a very, very good centre midfielder, maybe. I think at the moment, it's so hard because of injuries, but if Nathaniel Klein was fit all of a sudden, and he was on his A game and he was ready to come back, if he was to be a bit more defensive, I wouldn't mind if that allowed us to have Kevin De Bruyne in our midfield. And sometimes I feel like Trent's weaker point possibly is defending, and his strength is attacking. And
no doubt.
There's no doubt about that. So sometimes I look at Trent and I think, if you're whipping them balls in when you're 50 yards out, what can you do from 30 yards out? You're scoring free kicks against Chelsea, and that's the only time you even get that close to the box. What would you do if you was that close to the box 5 times a game?
Wow.
What would happen? Very much like Gerrard. What would happen if you could drop a shoulder, look up, and put it into the, So me personally, at the moment, we don't have the option because we don't have a good right back. But if we had a fit enough, good enough right back to come in, could that allow us to release Trent into this explosive position? That's where Trent wants to be. I saw an interview the other day where he said, "I built my game off Gerrard. I wanted to be Gerrard. And he played as the number 8 for Liverpool as a kid. So he wants that role. At the moment, we don't have that right back, but I just feel like it's easier to get that right back than to get that midfielder. The level we're talking about.
Yeah, that's a good point. I had never thought about it that much in depth until you brought it up, man. That's a great just conversation piece in general. I'd love to see what a lot of Liverpool supporters think about that, because he could be another Gerrard. He really could. I mean, he has very much similar qualities.
Definitely.
And like you said, if he's taking shots like that from set pieces, my Lord, I mean, what can he do just in open play? I would imagine. So
is he being
that's a good shot.
Is he being wasted having to chase down people?
Maybe. And the other thing is, because he is a defender or he's playing that way, he has that physical part to his game too, so he can make clean tackles. So that's, I don't know, bro. That's something we really think about.
Just like Gerrard has that physicality.
Right. That's what I mean. Yeah. So that's a good shout, man. That's a good shout for sure.
Definitely. So I got a few more questions.
Let's go. Yeah, hit me.
Yeah. So Brewster So I'm a massive fan of Brewster, and I more than anyone, I want Brewster to succeed. I'm always going on about Brewster. At the moment, he's playing probably the least amount of football out of his peers, and he was probably the golden boy out of his peers. So, for instance, Hudson-Odoi, Foden, Sancho, Reece Nelson. These are all top English talents that came through that team that won the World Cup. And Brewster got golden boot in that tournament. So the other day I watched England under 21, and Brewster was on the bench, and he had people ahead of him that didn't go to the World Cup 2 years ago. For instance, Nikita, who plays for Arsenal, they got a hat trick. Now, their argument is if you're not playing, you're not going to play for your country at the moment. If you're going to come off the bench, maybe. Now,
well, that's ridiculous, though. But go ahead, I'll let you finish.
Yeah, I'm not saying I agree with that, but
no, I know.
If you're playing week in, week out, it's so much easier to pick you. Or if you're even getting a few minutes, like Foden doesn't get loads of minutes, but last season he had a good, he got a few goals, he had a good few minutes in the cups, and he plays in the midfield with Bernardo Silva, David Silva, Fernandinho, De Bruyne, and he still gets minutes. Now, at the moment, Brewster hasn't got one Premier League minute to his name this season. Even when we went away, even when we went to the Champions League when Origi was injured, he didn't make the bench. He made the bench against Chelsea, but he didn't make the bench when Origi was injured. So, Brewster, what's your thoughts on Brewster? Do you think...
I love again, bro, you're coming with the bangers tonight. I love this because I have a lot to say about this. And if I can just jump in now, if you don't mind. So here's the thing. Rion must be looking back and thinking, well, damn, I got the golden boy, and Sancho's over there putting in work. Foden's put. Let's be real though, and you're in the UK, so you can tell me if I'm wrong. How many of those youth or younger players are really starting besides Sancho though? Most of those guys are playing from the bench, right? I mean, name me another guy that's playing a lot.
Hudson-Odoi, he's probably the only one. He's just come back from injury.
Okay, but other than that, but my point is, it's not a lot of guys who are starting for their clubs, right?
Yeah.
So I know Rihanna's thinking that, but I gotta say this, and I know you love your boy, and you've seen him more than me. He had a really good opportunity in that cup game.
Yeah,
he didn't really show up, Jamz. I'm just saying, bro.
He didn't.
So I get both sides. It's like, bro, when you get these opportunities, you have got to take. Because I think, Curtis Jones was better than him, and I hate to say it because I love Ryan Brewster, but the fact of the matter is Curtis Jones.
Well, Elliot better than him.
Elliot as well. Yeah, so I mean, come on, bro. Like you gotta step up when you already know your chances are limited. You have to take those. So that's my response to that. I want to see Ryan just as much as anyone else, and I think he'll get more chances in the cup games. But when you get them, you must. So hopefully he'll play against Arsenal, for example. You have got to show out, man. You got to show out, and if you don't. You can't. I just feel like you can't really question anything.
I totally agree, Aaron. And you know what the problem is, though, Aaron? The problem is the pressure that we are putting on this kid.
Oh, no doubt. But he knows that. Yeah,
because Hudson-Odoi or Foden or Reece Nelson or Sancho will not get said, lad, you got this game, Arsenal, you've got to perform. They will have, you look at Hudson-Odoi, he had an ACL, he got knocked out 8 months, whatever, out in April. He's back fully fit. He knows, and it's not Brewster's fault. We have the best front three in world football. Chelsea have not even top 15 world front three. They've got Pedro, he's shit now. Williams, shit now. And, and they've got, fair play, they've got Tommy Abraham, who's another young English black kid coming through the ranks. And I'm very happy for that. Now, Brewster is in a team right now that is elite. We are the best team in Europe. I personally think we're the best team in the world.
I agree.
Yeah, we're the best team in the world. He's got the best front three in the world. He's got the best wings in the world. He's got the best false number 9 in the world. He's got the best fullbacks in the world. He's got the best centre back behind him. He's got the best keeper in the world. He's got the best team around him. Now, if you're Brewster, do you say, you know what? Let me go on loan. Now, looking at Tommy Abraham, look at what loans done to him. Or better not, look at the one that I love, Harry Wilson. Going on loan, you go on loan, you play week in, week out, and you're doing what you're doing. My worry is he went from the golden boy to the forgotten boy, and that's what he's slowly becoming. He is slowly becoming the forgotten boy. I see posts on Instagram. who's the golden boy of the year? Is it Sancho? Is it Foden? They don't even mention the kid Brewster no more. 2 years ago, it was all about Brewster. And I think Brewster's done well. He's marketed himself very well. He's very popular for Adidas. He's very popular for the racial issues. He's very popular in lots of ways, but he's not letting his football do the talking. And rival fans laugh at him. They say, "Oh, Brewster, man, he's the one that's always on Instagram posting trainers, and he's the one that posted a picture with the Champions League
dancing and all that." Yeah,
I hear it from the Man United. Yeah. They're already saying Greenwood has 2 goals this season. He's 2 years younger than him, Jamal. I'm like, yeah, that's true though. Yeah. It's true.
Yeah. I mean, Greenwood. We gotta also remember. Hold on a second. Phone's acting up. We gotta also remember. Unlike these other players as well, he just came back from a serious injury, right? So people are going to ignore that. They don't put that in the equation. Not to make an excuse, but it's true. He's still young. His body's still developing. So if I'm him, I do go on loan. And I'm saying that from me just being in his shoes. As a supporter, I want to keep him. But I want these young guys to play, especially if they think and they have and he does. He has that high level of belief in himself, confidence, and I'm sure he wants to play. But I think he also trusts Klopp. I think he loves playing with this team, training with this team. You can see he's already a guy who gets along with everybody in the team. You know what I mean? Everyone loves him. So I think I'd like to have him stay around and just, do well in his moments. Because, again, let's say he got a hat trick in that cup game. Not saying he has to do that to start, but let's say he did. And then against Arsenal, he kills it again. Maybe a goal, couple assists, whatever. If we're losing Firmino, maybe Klopp thinks about Brewster. Maybe. But unless, we said it already, I want to beat a dead horse, but unless you're taking advantage of your opportunities, you give Klopp kind of no choice but to say, I like you, I rate you, but you got to wait a little bit longer. So, I just don't want him to get discouraged is my only thing, because he is still young. I want him to keep that confidence, that belief in himself. That's the only thing I worry about with that age. I think he'll be fine, but with that age, I do worry about that. I mean, he's definitely further along than a Woodburn, who still says he wants to come. Woodburn got another injury wherever I forget where he's playing at. Is it Oldham? No, where's Woodburn? Do you remember?
Woodburn, I think he went Sheffield United. He got injured and then.
Okay. Yeah, so I just worry about his confidence. But I would probably ask the club to give me a loan spell at some point.
Okay, there we go. Do you think he should get a loan, Brewster, or do you think?
If I'm him, I'm asking for a loan, and that's just me again talking from being in his shoes. I don't want him to do it, but I think you get a loan. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he's thinking, let me follow the Sancho route. I don't know why I don't know why more youngsters aren't doing that. The track record of English guys going to Germany is pretty damn good. So I think he should give that a shot. But wherever he goes, if he goes, I wish him the best. But he's got to be playing, man. And I think, he's got to be playing. And I know I've said that his performances have to show that. So again, hopefully he does that in Arsenal. Because if he doesn't, then I don't know what to say. But if he does, and let's be honest, let's say we go to the furthest length in that cup game. I don't see why we shouldn't play young guys to the end, really, because other teams are going to do it, number one, but also it's one of the many cups, in my opinion, that you could not give up on, but you can kind of go light in. I know people say you're disrespecting the cup, and Klopp's done it every year and all that, but I think it is a competition where you can play a little. We're going to have to, because too many important competitions in games, so we're going to have to choose one of the competitions to quote unquote rotate in. So I believe in the dude. I really like him, and I think he's going to be a star, whether it be with us or someone else. Hopefully it is with us, but I would have to go on loan, man. What do you think?
It's such a good question. That's why I gave it to you.
Yeah.
Don't know, Aaron. I'm his biggest fan, Like I've argued with. I'll be in the pub, bro, and I'd be saying, "Yo, fuck Sancho, fuck,"
right.
All of these, man, Rashford, and the one that gets to me is Greenwood. I look at Greenwood and I think
United. Who's he playing?
Yeah, United. Yeah, okay. And I'm Man United fans. All my close friends, if they're not Liverpool, are United. Some are Arsenal, to be fair. And I feel sorry for Brewster. We can't offer you Europa League football. Can't offer you that. And I look at when we was in Europa League football, I look back to Raheem Sterling, Suso. They've all made European levels now. I look back to Jordan Ibe, who really didn't, but still did well. Luis Suarez obviously made it a stupid level. The Europa League offers you a shit level for your players to grow, and that's what Arsenal, Man United can give their kids. We can't give you them kids now. You look at Barcelona loan out good players. Denis Suarez, they loaned him out. You look at Sebelius for Arsenal now, they loaned him out. They loaned him out. We are the best team in the world right now, so we cannot afford to have. I just think at the moment, Aaron, we can't afford to have kids. We just can't. We can't offer kids a decent platform into the team.
And it seems harsh, but that's just the fact of the matter, man. Yeah.
And I get it. For the first time, I look at why Real Madrid, Barcelona, when we say, Chelsea, they don't let the kids in. Because when you're competing on all fronts, when you have to get 97 points and you don't win a league, do you think we can afford to play Brewster against Sheffield United when you're 0-0 at 80th minute?
Right.
No, you don't.
And no, you're making a good point. I don't want you to lose it, but I'm gonna just say this real quick. And look at the other second best team in the league. As good as Foden is, you don't see Pep Guardiola going with a bunch of youth kids. I mean, okay, Zinchenko, but that's more because of injuries.
He has to.
But you can see, but you see Arsenal's doing that, United's doing that, Chelsea's doing that, but they're also not competing. So they can have that to fall back on. So
yeah, they do it. They can do it in the cup games.
Yeah. So
they can afford to do it in. We don't have the Europa League, and I was so upset when we lost our first game to Napoli. I was upset because I was hoping we would win and finish the group with a game to go.
Yeah.
That's gonna happen now. And I was so upset when we got Arsenal.
I not to cut you off again, but we're gonna sleep. We're gonna sleep through the rest of this group. I mean, let's be real. I understand. I was disappointed to lose to Napoli, but honestly, I don't see us losing again in the group. I mean, I just don't. I don't see. I think we'll get max points in the rest of the games. All due respect to Genk, Salzburg, and Napoli, but I'm not concerned with it. I don't think you are either. But as much as that loss to Napoli stung in that way and not scoring a goal, that really stung. But we know that ground's tough, so I'm that means nothing to me. I mean, and see how we bounce back. So I'm over that, and I think we'll be fine in the group.
I'm probably not as optimistic. I feel like it's Champions League. It's Klopp cares about it very, very much. Klopp bases his season, the board bases his season on them performances. And I just feel like until we're mathematically through, we're going to play our strongest lineup. Now, losing our first game.
Even against Genk?
I think so.
Really?
Yeah. If we're not mathematically through, I don't think.
Oh, I got you. You don't think he's going to fuck around? Okay, I got you. That's a good point. That's a good point.
I think if we're not mathematically through, Klopp is playing his Premier League team. And losing to Napoli means that I don't know. It's hard to say with what will happen, but mathematically, not winning against Napoli, who's probably the second strongest, obviously the strongest second team, means that it might go down to the last game. Now, I hope it doesn't.
Bro, you say that? This Salzburg team showed me something. So
how good they are.
Bro, I mean, on paper, and I think the obvious choice is Napoli, but I don't know, bro. And that game away to them, after I just said we're going to sleepwalk the rest of the group, that game away to Salzburg could be interesting. Now, I think we'll wash Genk home and away. I think we'll beat Salzburg. They'll be good. But the thing is this. What Liverpool did against Salzburg, I just don't think that's going to happen again. I think we took our foot off the pedal. And this is not taking anything away from Salzburg because they took advantage of that. And they had some nice little crafty players. And then they got that big giant they brought off the bench. So they got a nice little squad, man. So the games between them and Napoli, I mean, Napoli couldn't even beat Genk. Let's be real. So the games between Napoli and Salzburg, those could be interesting. That's all I'm saying. Because that team, look, they impressed me, man. They impressed me. More so going forward. But they impressed me nonetheless. So it could be another tricky group. You're right. It could be another tricky group. We'll see. But I can understand someone who might be hesitant on that. But I feel pretty optimistic that we'll get through. But the Salzburg game away could be interesting. And then also watching what Napoli do with them. So we'll see. I mean, Genk has already thrown a wrench in it by getting a point to Napoli. No one saw that coming. No one. I don't think many people gave Genk a chance of getting any points in this group.
Oh yeah.
So
Same.
so the fact. So I mean, especially after Salzburg just smacked them like that. So the fact that they got a draw. When I looked it up online, I thought it was like I need to refresh my page or something. But it was 0-0 full time. I couldn't believe it. So it could be another tricky group again.
I think so.
It could be. Could be. I'm here for it. I like the excitement.
Back to the point about Brewster. I've still got another two.
No, that's fine. That's fine.
Still got another 2 questions for you, but yeah, bringing me back to Brewster because of our first loss. It now means we can't afford to mess around for now.
Facts.
And because of that, it means that we need to play our strongest front 3. And all that means is Brewster is still behind Origi, and then he's like 4th choice. In that time, Foden, probably not the best example, but he does seem to play games. But, Sancho, Reece Nelson, Nikita, Tammy Abraham, Greenwood, these players are playing lots of football, and that's why Brewster is kind of stagnating at the moment, and it worries me. For now, it worries me. I like what you said. Maybe in January he should turn it around and say to the club, "Listen, I want to be part of the best team in Europe. I want to win the Premier League and Champions League with Liverpool, but can you send me out on loan? Like Harry Wilson, send me out on loan. Because at the moment, bro, he's playing under 21 football. No one at this level, no one gives a shit what you do at under 21.
That's true, man. That's so true.
I'll be honest, Aaron. I looked at the Golden Boy Award. There was not one Liverpool player, and that upset. That kind of set me up. Whoa, where's kids? I'm seeing 4 Arsenal kids. I'm seeing. I can't remember all their names. They've got a
lot over there though.
They've got loads. Got the Brazilian kid. He's called he sounds like a cocktail. I can't remember his name. Some Brazilian kid. They've got Nelson. They've got Guendouzi. They've got
the Brazilian guy's been scoring for them in Europa, crazy, right?
Yeah, man.
I forget. I know you're talking about. It's on the tip of my tongue.
It sounds like a cocktail.
Oh shit. It'll come. I gotta go watch Arsenal Fan TV. But I know exactly what you're talking because he's been bagging goals for them in the Europa. So
yeah. So and that is exact. His name is I'm trying to.
Yeah, it's gonna kill me if we don't find it.
No, I'm trying to find it. Oh, Martinelli.
Yeah, you go, Martinelli, right?
Yeah. So they got
Kid,
they got Reece Nelson, they got AWB at the back, they've got Guendouzi, they've got 4-5. Man United obviously have Greenwood.
You know who I would have liked Liverpool to scout at some point, and maybe they did, was that Guendouzi kid.
I love him.
Player. He's a player, man. That dude is a player. But go ahead.
Oh, no, I agree. I absolutely love him.
Yeah,
so, yeah, just basically, I've got 2 more questions for you. So, yeah, moving away from Brewster, it moves on to my next question perfectly. So, with Brewster, there's not enough games at the moment. My next question to you, and it's to me for the live channel, because I've not been on for a while, is the FIFA World Club Tournament in December.
Bro, you're on the road tonight. My thoughts are, here's the thing. Let's be real. A lot of the competition is weak. I mean, in my mind. I mean, we got teams you never heard of, teams who clearly don't play in competitive. But, again, it is world football, and you can't – it's almost like a mini World Cup. You can't sleep on some of these teams, even though where they are regionally. So, I'm excited about it, and I don't care who you got to play. I mean, people will troll us for years to come that we beat Tottenham, and it was Tottenham in the Champions League. But whatever. I mean, so we've never won that. I think is that facts? Liverpool have never won that trophy.
No, the last time I remember we lost.
Yeah, I don't think Liverpool's ever won that trophy. So yeah, I'm excited about that, and excited to see us play against some of these teams that we don't know what to expect from them, how they play, what their players are, and I mean to be able to see players across the world like that I'll never see ever, probably, because if Liverpool's not playing it, I wouldn't watch it. So no, to me it's a big trophy. I'm excited about it more so than I am probably even the Super Cup, to be honest. It's the Super Cup, and probably more than even these kind of league cups to me, because it's the World Club Cup. So that's
to me, that's got to be, in my opinion, next to the Champions League, I would think. But no, I take it seriously. It's a big trophy for me. I don't know what you think, but
Okay, I actually totally agree. I think it's I want to win it.
yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I want that. I want that bad, man.
4 day.
Is that December? No.
Yeah, December. 2 games in December. If you win it, then it's a 3rd game.
I gotta do some more homework on that because I forget who else is involved in that. I want to find out what teams and what they look like and all that. So I'm gonna look into that when I get a chance. But no, I want that bad. I'm looking forward to that. And again, there's so many different competitions, which I love that Liverpool's in all these competitions. Trust me, I love it. And God willing, we can win all of them. But obviously besides the Community Shield, but
100%.
yeah, I want that bad, man. That's high on my list. I mean, I know there were some people, some YouTube channels I was looking at, and they were saying they didn't really rate the Super Cup when that came around. And
so let's stick on this.
Weird, man. Weird, man.
Okay, just stick on this for a minute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So why do you think that is? Why do you think some fans don't appreciate?
I don't know, man. It's weird to me. I don't know. But there are people who are literally saying, if we lose it, I don't really care, and that's just really strange to me. Why they do it? I think there's people who are so gun ho, and probably I would say majority you Scousers. I would say probably. I could be wrong on that, but
yeah.
Look, we've been starved of the league for so. I don't even want to bring up how many years it's been, but it's so long, and so I think people are so stuck on that, and then also repeating the Champions League that I think just some of these other trophies just don't really seem like an important trophy. Also, I think some supporters, and I can agree with them to a degree on this, is that because I think some supporters still question our depth, and they feel like this many games are going to run us into the ground, and you're going to risk injuries and all that. So I don't know. I don't know a real answer as to why they're doing that, but I think it could be one of those two. Maybe just like they're afraid of us, getting injuries or burning out. And I just think people are just so much more focused on the Champions League and the European Cup. So that's what I think it is.
They don't. Do you think they don't appreciate it, or?
I think it's such a foreign thing. One, we haven't won it, and you would think that would mean, well, wouldn't you be wanting to win? But, and also, it's just where's it held?
Kuwait.
Qatar? Is it Qatar?
Qatar, yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. I just think people think go out to Qatar and. I don't know. It could be a number of things. I don't know why, but I'm sorry, man. The fact that I don't care what it's called. The fact that it's a trophy we have never won, I for one want to win it. I mean, that just seems obvious for me. And it gives us just that other chance to get one more trophy than City. That sounds petty, but if we can get more trophies than City at the end of the season, I'd be made up by that personally.
Yeah.
So that's my opinion on it. I cannot wait for that Club World Cup, and I'm not gonna knock people who don't feel the same, but I just don't understand it, and I can't wait for that. I mean, any competition like that, I'm totally excited and look forward to it. So that's just my opinion on it, though.
Okay, I actually fully agree with you. I mean, you tend to agree, but I know you're recording it, so you got the people listening.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I spoke to a friend the other day. He only supports Aston Villa. He's from Birmingham, and he was saying, Jamar, you look at Real Madrid, they always won it. They always had the extra gold badge, the middle of your chest.
Okay, got it.
That is a bold statement coming out into the ground, and you have the champions number 6. You have the golden trophy. You've got 6 of them, so you've got +5. You've got the Super Cup in one corner. You've got the FIFA Club. That's fucking intimidating.
Yeah.
And another friend of mine, when I was in Madrid, was saying, Jamal, if we win the Champions League, you play the Super Cup, which is the best of Europe, but then you play the FIFA World Club, which should be the best of the best, because that's what it is. You play the best in Europe, which is us, the best in South America. I think it's the best in this the Arab world, and is it the best in Africa?
Okay. Yeah, I keep forgetting. That's why I say I gotta look. I keep forgetting what teams are being represented, what countries are being represented.
It's to be the best of the world. So
yeah. Well, and that's what I'm saying. Like, then we can. I mean, we can say we're the best team in the world now, and I agree with it. But when you win that, you're officially, no matter what anybody says, you're the best team in the world at that point.
Yeah.
Officially.
Yeah.
So that's why I want to do it. But
So that's what it is to me. I want to win it. I want to totally win it. I want to win everything, and I think the more trophies we win, the more confident we become, the more celebrations we have, and the better and happier our players are. And the best way, my friend said it the other day, he said, you look at Real Madrid, no trophy was too small for them. They go for everything. Ronaldo steps up for everything. It can be a fucking, the Cup of Emirates, and Ronaldo will win it. He doesn't care. And I think that's what Liverpool fans need to get over. Some of these scouts are like, oh, I don't care about that. I'm saying, but we fucking went 10 years with no trophy. So let's just get
right. Good. Actually, I didn't even think about that, but another great point. I mean, you would think, I don't get it, man. Now, to me, I can turn around and say maybe I'm contradicting myself because I kind of feel the way some of them feel about that as to the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup. I'm sorry, I just don't really rate them. Now, we win them, I'm happy. And I want us to win them. I'll never say, I don't care about this cup. But what I am saying is that it's not as high on my list of, I don't know, priorities or trophies that I'm that excited for. If we get it, great. And I would proudly say, hey, we won this trophy this year.
You're going to tune in and whatnot.
Say again?
You're going to watch it. You're going to tune in.
Oh, yeah, always. Oh, yeah, I always. Yeah, if it's for any competition like that. Now, I didn't watch from beginning to end the game that we beat. Who did we beat in the cup recently here? Who was that? Who we played? Was it what team did we just beat? Oh God, what's the team that we just beat in the Carabao Cup? I forget the name of the team.
Fucking hell, you testing me?
Yeah, that's crazy. Anyway, I didn't watch all of that, but not
win the Europa.
MK Duns.
Oh yeah, that was it. Dele Alli's team, yeah.
Yeah. So, but no, yeah, I'm definitely gonna tune in because I'm about, especially to see some of the young guys, assuming they'll get more and more runs in the game. But I saw enough of that game to see, Elliott doing this thing, Curtis Jones. I think what's the young defender? I just mentioned him earlier. Yeah. So I think I think it's a trophy, man, and so I'm happy to get as many trophies as we can. But I do have certain trophies that I just rate higher, and to me, the Club World Super Cup, Super World Cup, whatever it's called, is up there with the rest of them. Champions League, Super Cup, and simply because two things: we haven't won it, and it is officially marking you as the best football team in the world. That should be enough for you. So that's all I got to say about that.
Yeah. Fully.
One more question for me.
Yeah, I got one more. If you're okay with that.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, superb answer. Okay. Sadio Mane.
Oh, fuck.
Where does he rank for the Ballon d'Or? Because I think...
Oh, man.
Yeah, I'm going there.
You know what? Go ahead, I'll let you finish.
Think, before you get in, Aaron, I think he gets disrespected. I think...
no doubt.
I think by world football, he gets disrespected. And definitely in the Premier League. And people love to start this agenda. Salah or Mane. Rival fans love to start that bullshit. There's no such... I don't think there's any such thing as Salah or Mane. Appreciate them and love them. They're so different. Yeah. No one ever said Messi or Neymar or Ronaldo and Rooney or, they're both so different. Now, I just feel like... I think Salah has a big Arab-Egyptian...
he does.
Around it.
Yeah.
A big following, yeah. He sometimes wins things I don't think he should win. I think as an English person, I just vote on who I think is the better person. I think Mane's the more talented person. I think Mane is the better footballer. And that is more cynical. I think
a lot of Liverpool supporters will come after you for saying that, but I love it.
Yeah, I'm all ready for them. I can debate them all. I only talk stats. I won't give my personal opinion. I think Mane is definitely more talented, definitely better agility, better skill, better strength, better pace.
Work rate, defense, all that.
The only thing Salah has over Mane, and stats will tell you, is Salah creates a lot more goals, assist-wise.
Yeah, and that's big. That's big, but
I want to get away from always arguing about our players.
Yeah, I got you.
Man United fans never argued over Ronaldo or Rooney. But So anyway, back to Mane.
Yeah, bro. See,
Aaron, I got two questions. Number one,
go ahead.
Is Mane top 5? Number 2, where
in the world?
In the world, not in the league, in the world.
You bringing that heat? Okay.
I'm bringing that heat, bro.
Yeah, you're bringing that heat.
Mm-hmm.
So is he top 5? And then, the other question was, do I think he's
Is he
should be?
number one? Is he top 5 in the world?
Mm-hmm,
If he is, if he's not, then cool. We'll move
mm-hmm.
on. If he is, where does he rank over the past? And I'm not talking 2 months. I don't do 2 months. I do 18 to 22 months. Or the past 18 months.
Yeah.
Where does Sadio Mane rank for you?
I gotta say, obviously top 5, and I don't even hesitate. I'd say maybe even top 3. And so obviously you put Messi in there, incredible season. But beyond that, obviously you talk Salah, of course, Van Dijk. But beyond that, really, I mean, if I have some more time, I probably could think of some other guys. I think N'Golo is always in the conversation, but I don't think quite Ballon d'Or. You got to put him up there, top 3, top 5. I mean, you have to. Based on what he's done for Liverpool, and also similar to what Genie, he's killing it for Senegal. I mean, it's a shame he didn't score in that game against Brazil, but I mean, he did everything but score, which he does a lot for our team.
African Cup of Nations, did he make the final and lose to Mahrez?
That too. I mean, he's the leader of that team, so you got to put Mane up there. He has to be in the conversation. I mean, I would love for Van Dijk to get it. I think he deserves it. But you asked me if I put him in the conversation, and absolutely, I think you got Van Dijk, I think you got Messi, and I think Mane. I think that's the 3. Honestly, I mean, I unlike a lot of people, I do like Ronaldo. I probably slightly like him, slightly more than Messi, to be honest. But I just don't think he's had an incredible past 18 to 20 months. I mean, do you think I'm wrong?
Say
again.
I totally agree. Keep going.
Yeah. He does his usual Ronaldo things, of course, and I think Juventus not having them, maybe they don't win an 8th consecutive, whatever it was, 9, whatever. There's some ridiculous consecutive win streak, but I'm so glad you're bringing this up, bro. I mean, these are 3. I didn't know what you were gonna ask, but I mean, I couldn't have asked for better questions. But yeah, Mane, I'm gonna flip it back to you. Why do you think he's being slept on? Because I can't make sense of that. I mean, now certain other supporters, they know how good Mane is. You listen to their fan channels. They big him up all the time. I think there's a guy on Arsenal fan TV who calls him the Black Suarez. I don't particularly like that, but I get what he's saying. But why do you think it is that he's so slept on? Because he's showing it all the time. I mean, he's stepping up in games, and yes, I know Milner gets the credit for the penalty. He made it, and you had to have, cool, calm nerves to get that. But Mane won the penalty just like he did in the Champions League final. So Mane's finding ways to be a part of games, even if he's not that dude as far as getting the goals. I can't always say, and I don't. Let me not even say that. I don't want to make it against a Salah Mane thing. But my point is, Mane's just doing a lot of things for Liverpool right now and his country. So, yeah, why do you think he's just not? Or maybe he is being rated high, but we don't see it. I don't know. Why do you think he's underrated? Or maybe not underrated, but rated as high as he should be rated.
Okay, I'll be honest. I think on social media it's a bit of racism, to be honest. I think there's
that's always there. But I meant that's always there.
So I think some of the English Scousers or English people aren't educated on racism in the sense that racism is bigger than just Africa. I think there's North Africans and kind of Southeast and West Africans
who've got their own kind of racism towards other Africans, which is a shame. But yeah,
definitely. And I think lots of Liverpool English people think all Africans are Africans, and
I got you.
all I won't say the word, but all N words and the term.
Right. I got you.
Term nigga. So I think that's a big issue. Obviously, I'm an educated man. I've studied politics and history and psychology. And so being political, there's a big issue with Salah being protected by the Arab world. I think that's an issue. I think on media, not in Liverpool or in England, because there's no Muslim culture, there's no African culture. It's just really, there's the odd few of us, but it's mainly Scousers. So on the social media, there's Egypt, Morocco, Saudi Arabia, Marrakesh, Tunisia, Turkey, Dubai. There's this Muslim, Pakistan, Bangladesh. I could keep going on and on and on. There's this Muslim Arab world that Salah is the god. Salah is the god to them. And I get it because they haven't had a sportsman ever. If you look at the Arab world, there's no Muhammad Ali. There's no Malcolm X. There's Mike Tyson. There's no Denzel Washington.
So Salah is basically that dude for them. Yeah,
Salah's
that's a good
there,
point.
fam. Salah's there, God, bro. So,
Yeah.
and I don't disrate it, but you only have to go to Salah's Instagram and see that he's one of the most followed footballers. He's on something like 20 million or something like that. So that's number one. His overratedness on social media is because he's an Arab Muslim. So he can have a shit game, and all these, like I said, the billions of Muslims that are of Arab background or Asian background supports Salah. That's number one. Whereas with Mane, there's lots of black-skinned Muslim players. Kante, we said them all earlier. There's Mane, there's Kante, there's Koulibaly, there's I can't think of some.
Sissoko. Yeah, there's a lot of them, man.
There's loads of them. It's not every day. And if you go into acting and film, there's so many in Hollywood, in boxing. There's so many dark-skinned kind of African influential people in world. Do you know what I mean? We're in the Arab world. There's only Salah really. There's a few Bollywood stars, but Salah is the pinnacle. So I think number one, there's that on the social media. Yeah? Orange juice. All right, 1 minute. Oh my God. That's
Yeah, take your time. Bro.
All right, 1 minute. I'm crying. I'll go upstairs. Give my girls some juice. So yeah. So I think that's the problem, Aaron. I think number one, if I'm being real, there is that issue. Sometimes Salah will score like a 1-on-1, and Mane will score like a banger, and Salah wins goal of the week. And I think, how the fuck have you won goal of the week? Like, you don't deserve to win goal of the week. So that's number one. Number two, taking away all that bullshit that I spoke about, Salah, his first year was phenomenal. It was absolutely phenomenal. And I think he grabbed a lot of our hearts. He did stuff that we hadn't seen since Gerrard. He did stuff that we hadn't ever seen. You look at his semi-final performance against Roma, 2 goals, 2 assists. You look at the 32 league goals, Aaron?
Yeah, I believe so.
You look at that and you think, you know, it's unheard of. You know what I mean? So I feel like that is kind of why Liverpool...
I kind of forgot about that Roma. 2 goals, 2 assists. God damn.
Yeah, it's unheard of in the Champions League semi-final. It's totally unheard of. So I think Liverpool fans have kind of gathered towards that amazing level that he reached, which is fine. I have, and he broke, you know, as Liverpool fans, he broke Thierry Henry's record. He broke Ruben Van Nistelrooy's record. He broke Didier Drogba's record. He broke and that's why so many rival fans hate him. My brother stand him because he broke Henry's record. He hates him. You know,
we might be getting. I know your brother's an Arsenal fan, but we might be getting that. Just saying, might be getting that. That Invincible too. Just saying. Yeah. And then Arsenal won't have anything to hold on to. They have no Champions League. Yeah, they got that Premier or 2, but that's the only thing they're holding on to is that Invincible. But yeah, go ahead.
Tell me about it. So yeah, that's my 2 points basically. I think number one, there is this racial kind of discrimination. But I also,
for sure. I
also think Salah's first season will probably maybe never get done again, you know. And I still think Suarez all day is the best player that's ever played for us up top, over Fowler, over Owen, over anyone. But I think Salah was just absolutely unplayable. He weren't unplayable actually. He just fucking scored every game. Every game he scored, and we'll probably
just about
we'll never see that again. He just scored every game. He wasn't good or whatever you want to call it, but he scored every single game. And
do you think that was almost kind of a blessing and a curse, because now he maybe feels like the pressure to every year to he won't get that again, I don't think. But
yeah, I do. I saw Rio Ferdinand said the other day. Rio Ferdinand said, you know when Salah and Mane fell out on the pitch.
Yeah.
And everyone was saying, "Oh, that's gonna fuck their season up." And Rio said,
right.
And Rio, I liked what Rio said. Rio said, "If I'm a rival, if I'm City, if I'm Man United, if I'm Chelsea, Tottenham, I'm gonna look at that and be scared, because what that is fire in the belly. They want it all. They're not."
Who said this?
Rio Ferdinand said it.
Oh wow, I've always liked Rio.
Yeah, it's not like Rio, is it? And Rio turned around and said, you know what? Everyone's laughing at them. Everyone's saying it's going to destruct him. He goes, I'll be honest. If I was sitting there with Vidic and Roy Keane I'd look at them like, you know what? These two guys, they're not fucking about. They're not fucking about. They'd won the game and they fucking want this bad. And you can't buy that. You can't spend no money to want that fire in the belly. And they made it the next day. They all posted pictures and videos, and Milner said, "Oh, look what this did," and it's great to see. But yeah, back to my point. I think Salah has more love because number one, like I said, the ethnicity thing in the bigger world, and I also think because of his first season, he touched lots of Liverpool fans. And when I was in Madrid for the final, and they're singing Mo Salah running down the wing. And there was 10,000 of us. Salah, la, 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 the Egyptian king. I thought, you know what? There's no Mane song like that. This king, you know, Mane running down the wing. The king. There's none of that. And I did think, why is that? Why doesn't Mane?
Good point.
Do you know what I mean? He doesn't. We have a song. Oh, Sadio Mane. Da, 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 da. It's not famous. It doesn't get sang by.
That's true.
You never hear it. True. I don't know about the American channels, but in England,
do you think that affects Mane? Honestly, do you think that he's thinking, damn? I mean, y'all don't see me out here working too? Because I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't think it does, but I'm not sure.
It's a good question. You know, I think. You know, the best thing about like Man United back in the day or Arsenal is the sense that they managed to keep their players happy, even though some of their players weren't the main. So, you know, they had Tevez, Rooney, and Ronaldo. Rooney was loved because he was the Englishman, and Ronaldo was loved because he was fucking Cristiano Ronaldo. Tevez never had that same love, but he was appreciated. Roy Keane, he was never part of that class of 99. They had Gary Neville, they had Scholes, they had Lampard, they had Phil Neville, they had Nicky Butt. Roy Keane was never part of that. He never had the same love. He was Irish. Mancunians never loved.
Good point.
Yeah, Mancunians never loved Roy Keane the way they loved Scholes and Neville and Beckham and all that, you know, the class of 99. But he still felt appreciated. If we can make Mane still feel appreciated, then yes, he should be happy. He shouldn't matter about the song. The song doesn't matter. But at the end of the day, you're playing for the best team in the world and you are doing your dream. You are, like, if I'm being honest, if Mane wins the league, where does he rank as the best African player to play football?
Bro, that's tough because I think someone brought up something the other day that I kind of rolled my eyes at. But okay, fine. So now people are bringing up Riyad Mahrez in that conversation, which he did take his team to a final and won it in the African Cup of Nations. You know, but I still think Salah and Mane are ahead of him personally. I even think, for me, I would prefer Aubameyang over Mahrez. I like Mahrez a lot, I do, but as far as African players, I don't think he's the top 3 or 4, maybe top 5, 6, something like that. But because you got to put Koulibaly in there as well. So I don't know. I don't want to go harsh on Mahrez. He does have a prim, so I want to respect him. But yeah, that's a good question. I think if he wins this, well, I mean, if he wins it, that means Salah does too, and that conversation will always go on. That's the thing. I think having 2 Africans on our team, 2 Africans playing at that level, scoring goals, because obviously Matip is considered an African as well, but Naby Keita. But I think the debate between Mane and Salah will never end as long as they're with Liverpool. It just won't. And I'm okay with that because to me, it's not like I'm doing the arguments. I mean, I'm open to having a conversation of who I like, and we have that from time to time. Not who I like more, but who I think is a better player, and that's fine. But to have them both on one team is what we should be talking about, and what we should be happy about. But it's hard to say where he'll rank. I'd rank him. That's a tough question, man. You really came with him tonight. That's a tough question. I might have to revisit that one with you. So I'm gonna write that down so I make sure we talk about that again. But that's a tough one. That's a tough one, but definitely high up there. Definitely high up there. Winning Champions League. I mean, if we win it twice, I mean, then you really got to have a conversation. Because we win the Champions League back to back, bro.
Yeah.
and then win the league this year, man. I don't know what Pep's gonna do. He might get about England because again, that's got to be their thing this year. They have to be putting everything in the Champions League. I'm sorry. First of all, I just don't see any Premier League team winning, a triple of Premier Leagues. So that's just not going to happen. But they've got to be trying to fight for that. I don't know, but I wanted to ask you, since we're talking about older players for United.
Yes.
I heard this on a podcast. So I want to ask you, the one player that you hated the most, United, of your time, and try not to use Ronaldo one way or another, and the player you would wish that we could have had, or maybe not wish we could have had, because as a rival, maybe you don't wish that, but a player who you could have seen, or maybe you did secretly like in United and thought, man, it'd have been nice to have him at Liverpool. And I'm sure they might not admit it, but I'm sure there's a lot of Man United fans who thought, man, if we had Gerrard. So yeah, so one is, who would you hate, your all-time, who you hate the most United player, and the player who you think would have been good in our squad? Anytime. It doesn't have to be this year. It could be 10 years ago, or whatever.
Yeah. And I love a good question. So, so who would I like? You know what? You said I can't say Ronaldo. I can't say Ronaldo, and forget Ronaldo.
Yeah. Try to avoid Ronaldo if you can.
Yeah. Forget Ronaldo. Obviously, it's Ronaldo, but forget Ronaldo. You know what? I'm gonna say Rooney. You know. Okay.
So you like to have you would have liked Rooney at Liverpool at some point.
Oh fucking hell! I hate the sound.
That's why the question is so crazy, because it's like, wait, but no, that's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
I hate the sound of I hate Wayne Rooney.
See, I always think Rooney had a window of good times. I still think I know he was amazing, especially with maybe like that 16 to 2021. But other than that, I just feel like he was a bit overrated. And maybe I'm stretching there. I don't want to disrespect the dude, because clearly he's put up big numbers, trophies and all that. But I don't know. I think he had a period of time, a window where he was pretty damn good. Probably the best young English player at that time. But other than that, I'm just like, Rooney. That's me personally. But yeah.
Yeah, now you're right. If you look at Ballon d'Ors and top 10 UEFA,
I just
he was never involved in that. So this is my opinion on Wayne Rooney.
Mm-hmm.
He was the best 16 to 20.
Oh, no doubt.
I've ever seen. Over Wayne Rooney, over Michael Owen. I think Michael Owen was phenomenal. Remember, Michael Owen won a Ballon d'Or. A lot of Liverpool fans, we forget Michael Owen's greatness because he went to Man United. Michael Owen. Yep. I read Michael Owen's book and I read Gerrard's book, and they both single out. And I read Ferguson's book, to be fair. And they all single out that in 1992 to 1994, whatever, there was a kid called Michael Owen, and he broke every record in England, from Newcastle down to Sunderland, which is basically like, I don't know, Texas to, obviously not the same size, to New York. There was this.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
The whole country, there was this little kid called Michael Owen that broke every single record, and everyone wanted him. And when Liverpool kind of signed him up, even Ferguson says, I knew, even though I had Beckham, Scholes, Giggs, he had the class of 99, even though I had that, I knew the real king of football in England was fucking down the road, Michael Owen. And he's got Ferguson has a really good story where he talks about a game in 1996. It was under 18 or 19 game, and Man United had Beckham, Scholes, Gary Neville, Phil Neville, Nicky Butt, and someone else. I can't remember. They had Brian Giggs. They had all these players, and they lost 2-0 because of Michael Owen. So all these players, Michael Owen flipped over one of them, Maradona the other one, put it under the net. And Michael Owen was Michael Owen. He's an absolute genius. So I didn't grow up.
Big time player.
Yeah, I didn't grow up in Michael Owen's generation. My dad did. I didn't witness him. But Wayne Rooney, I grew up in. And for me, except for R9, as in Ronaldo, Brazilian Ronaldo, probably the best kid I've seen. Rooney, is the best kid I've seen after R9. Wayne Rooney.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. No, he was phenomenal. And again, that window of time, one of the best I've ever seen. So I definitely give that to him.
Yeah,
so you're going Rooney. So who's the one that you hated the most all time for United?
I hated the most. As I've got older, I hated Scholes. But that's because they keep comparing him to Gerrard.
Yeah, I hate that. That's all you see on social media. It's ridiculous.
You see me, bro. I'm always.
Scholes was great. Scholes was great now. Let's be real. Incredible. Central midfield. Woo! He was great, but I'm not picking him over
He's
Gerrard.
got a ping on him. He's got a pass on him. But
Yeah.
Gerrard had the whole thing. There's no comparison. To be honest, I just think there's no comparison. Like,
yeah, no, I agree.
Of the world, PFA Player of the World, goals, assists, captain mentality, England performances, World Cups, Champions League performances. There's no comparison. But Scholes is because of fans. The person that I probably hate the most, you know what? It probably is Wayne Rooney as well.
That's so funny because my answer is both the guy who I would have wanted and the guy that I hate the most. That's funny.
Mine's Rooney. What's yours? Mine's Rooney because Rooney hates us. He absolutely hates us.
Yeah. Mine is Keane, Roy Keane, man.
Okay.
I think.
Why is it Roy Keane?
Oh, I love that kind of football player. You kidding? That pit bull, that bite at the ankles. Now he went a bit too far sometimes. Obviously, he's a bit nasty, but that engine in that midfield, that rivalry between him and Vieira, and that's probably the reason why. So he's on my list of guys I would want because I just love his tenacious approach to football. He's one of the smallest dudes on the pitch, but he was just such a beast, man, such an animal, literally, in that game. And I think he was just an integral part to those teams that were winning those trophies. But the hatred, well, not even hatred, but just like maybe the other side of that is he was crazy and he was volatile, and there were moments where he could look like he was trying to end people's career. And I loved Vieira, and so I hated the idea that he, thought he was better than Vieira or whatever. Patrick Vieira is one of my favorite players of all time. So yeah, there's a love. Well, I wouldn't say love, but there's a half and half there with Keane. I loved his the way he played the game, but then I also didn't like it when I saw the nastiness he would do. So I know it's weird, but yeah, that's what I would go with.
Okay, Roy Keane. Yeah,
that's what I would go with. That's
a very good argument. Very good argument. I hated him.
I think most, not just Liverpool fans, but people in general. I mean, he was he's definitely a hateable character. I totally get that, especially Arsenal fans. But yeah, definitely a hateable character. And also I tend to like.
If you could sign him, are you saying you'd sign him over?
In a heartbeat. In a heartbeat. Or if there was a player this day and age that was, I'm trying to think who's similar to him now. Obviously not with the nastiness and trying to hurt people, but like just his tenacity. And I don't know. I mean, I'd probably say, as far as the height and the stature, I'd say N'Golo Kante to a degree. Although N'Golo Kante is a far better player, I would say. But just as far as his tenacity, because I think King was probably told most of his career he won't make it. He was frail, he was skinny, he was short, but he did more than make it. So I don't know.
I want to stick to this convo.
Mm-hmm.
You can have any player in the world for Liverpool that still plays now, not including Messi and Ronaldo.
One player?
Yeah, that still plays now, not including. You wouldn't put Ronaldo in now, but Messi and Ronaldo, you can't play them. Who are you picking?
Are we talking like an older player or just a player in general?
Your personal opinion, Aaron, but they can't be Messi or Ronaldo. You've got
okay. I got you.
You've got 6 months. You've got 6 months left of the league. Who are you picking? Unknown.
Ooh, I'm trying to think. A guy I can pick that I think will make a difference. Something we do, because I really don't think we're struggling in the area. You know that, but damn, that's a good one. I would maybe go with. That's tough. I'm trying to think what we need really. I can't really. Yeah, I'd probably go back to the. This is a boring answer, but to the Verratti thing or Alan, just another guy that can keep us ticking over. Who's physical, who can play both sides of the midfield, do some of the defensive work, put a good pass and do some of the work in the opposing team's 18-yard box. So that's probably what I go with. For me, it's hard to really, because I'm thinking, what do we need? And I'm thinking, I just don't see anything that we need. So I would just say maybe just add another likeness in the midfield. That would be my answer.
So what individual did you say? Sorry.
I was going back to this thing I said about Verratti. Probably Verratti or Alan, because I can't think of anything.
Really? Okay.
I can't. I honestly, I can't think of anything that we really need right now. Now, if I thought a bit ahead and said, "Oh, I'll think of a forward guy in case somebody gets hurt," then I might come up with some different names. So then
Verratti is your last answer, fam.
Yeah, Verratti.
And
I want Verratti so bad, bro.
Hendo, I'm guessing.
Yeah, he'd come in for. Yeah, he coming for Hendo. Unfortunately, I really love Hendo. And when it's all said and done, I think when it's all said and done, I hope Hendo gets his due credit because he does deserve it, man.
Oh no, he does. Let's get to that afterwards. My answer. Please don't kill me.
Coutinho, I already know. You motherfucker. I already knew. You asked that question to set me up. You set me up. You were doing that on purpose.
How did you know, Aaron?
I do. I mean, look. What I respect is that you're consistent with what you say. You don't waver based on someone else, based on what media said, and I love that about you. So I know you like Coutinho. I know you wish we had him back, or at least, if not him, someone in that mold. So it doesn't surprise me that it would be him. That was my first guess. When you first asked the question, I was thinking this motherfucker's going to say Coutinho. I already know. He's going to say Philip Coutinho. Yeah, so I said it for you. God damn it. But yeah, no. I said it before. You already know. I'm not going to keep repeating it. It's clear on this channel right now between us who likes Coutinho the most, and that's cool. And I said earlier in the talk, if we added him to our team, I wouldn't be saying no, don't do that.
Yeah.
I would be like, okay, that could be nasty. So I'm cool with it. He's not somebody on my list who I would say let's go after him. But if we got him, I wouldn't be disappointed because I know what he can do with us.
Also, Aaron, I think it's boring if everyone's a sheep. If everyone's the same.
No, yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
Coutinho, if you said, we can't have Coutinho, then I hate to say it's probably Paul Pogba or someone or Kante, but probably Pogba more because of which I love Fabinho. I think we could, but anyway, I don't want to get into it too much. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, Kante would just be, and I don't want to. Obviously, he's better than the other 8s that we have. As much as I love Genie and everybody else, but he's still a little too samey. So yeah, like you said, I think Pogba or more forward thinking midfielder I think would probably work. And even to be honest, I think Verratti probably isn't actually the idea I'm thinking. I'm saying that because I just really like Verratti and I want him on our team, but there probably be someone else out there that we can think of that would be a more forward.
Yeah. Do you like him over I don't know, Isco?
Who, Verratti? Do I like who over there? Verratti?
Yeah.
I think they're different. I think Isco, James, what's the guy at Juventus is not playing a lot. Dybala. I think those are just they're a bit different than him. I think Verratti's more of that. Unless I'm wrong, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think Verratti's more of that. He's a serious central defender, and if need to be box to box, so he can do the defensive work, he can do the passing and keep the ball ticking and keep the ball, hold the ball, go forward, get the goal. So I don't know if I've never really rated James. I know he had that breakout World Cup, but what has he done since then? Let's be honest. So that to me is the true telling of a player. He had like Mario Götze. He had that great season with he had that great World Cup, but what are you doing now? So and he was good at Dortmund under Klopp, but I think that was maybe more so Klopp than anything else. Like I said, for a lot of players with Klopp, I think what's the guy who went to United? Mkhitaryan. He's been complete doo-doo since Klopp has left him. So I don't know. I mean, let's be real. He's been really, really bad. But
that's a good point, actually. He has been, hasn't he?
Yeah, I mean, even Gundogan, he's good, but he was, and I know he's had injuries and shit too. But the only guy that I've seen really do well once leaving Klopp, and even he's been, I think, coming up small, especially in the Champions League, is Lewandowski. Aubameyang. But those are the only two. Other than that, I don't know of any other guys who've kept that going once Klopp has left, them as managers. So look, maybe that's just a situation that's happened. I don't know, but that's also just true. That's just the fact of the matter. So I think again, you just got to give a lot of credit to Klopp and what he's doing with this team. And I mean, I remember so many pinpoints. The clapping when we played against that everybody clowned us about after beating West Brom. The clapping with the fans.
Oh, yes.
When really, let's be real. In hindsight, now that was a great moment. Team, and I think there's times where Klopp still complains about the fans.
I'm sorry, you went silent. Then say that again.
I just think it's showing how big of a point that was in our team, and you're starting to. If we didn't at that time, we're starting to realize
why he did that and how important that was. And even now, I think Klopp has a go at the fans in his own way, and he should, because the fans at times are still in that moaning. And look, we're all human, we get it. But and Klopp is used to that I don't know if it's called the brick wall or whatever at Dortmund. He's used to that relentless support no matter what. And I think Liverpool still have a little ways to go for that, if I'm being honest. But I think that West Brom thing was more than about, Klopp, this goofy clown of a man, clapping off a draw. It was deeper than that. And I think you're starting to see how deep it was when you see the connection that's getting so much stronger with the fan base and the players and the idea that we never die in a game. And I think that's what the whole point was. So I think that was a turning point. I think obviously this idea that he only had one way of playing, the gegenpress, and it was heavily off.
So agree.
Heavily offensive. And then fast forward, I'm probably skipping some things, but fast forward to we lost the assistant coach. Oh, Lord, we're going to be terrible now. We're not scoring goals. What do we do? Champions League. So, I mean, you even had that trainer who was coming out. I think he's a Dutch trainer or something coming out saying Klopp is running this place to the ground. So,
you ordered me on that, but carry on, yeah.
Yeah, you had so many naysayers. Even some of our fans at some point, Klopp out. When's the last time you saw Klopp out? So, there's so many things that Klopp has gone through, and it's the same thing with Dortmund. I mean, who would imagine Borussia Dortmund, bro? Did they win back-to-back titles there?
I think so. Yeah, they did.
And take them to a Champions League final. So again, and people used to say, "Oh, he's a final manager, but he can't win it." Let's be real. Getting to a final is pretty big in itself. Now, I get it,
bro. It's so hard,
bro. How many finals have we been to with this manager? I mean, I know we haven't won them all, but come on.
League Cup, went to the League Cup.
I mean, what other manager can say that they're doing that? Every season he's taken us to a championship. I think, if I'm not wrong, every season he's been at Liverpool, we've been to a final of some sort.
Definitely.
What other manager can say that?
Definitely.
Pep has, he did win in the league. I get it, but not many managers can say every season my team is at least playing for a final. So I don't, I get people trying to clown him and say he's this big kind of clown figure because he's always smiling and laughing and all that and post match and on the touchline. This dude Klopp is a serious football dude. I don't care what people think. He's a mad scientist. He's crazy about football.
Serious.
And I think he's hard on Liverpool and the players behind closed doors. The players have said this. Genie has come out and said it.
Oh, it's so true, bro.
Oh no. He rips into these players. Believe that. So, but there's a respect between the team. I don't know if you saw the clip of they were coming to the end of training and Van Dijk said, "Hey boss, you want a ball?" He's going to pass the ball to him. So Van Dijk, being cheeky as he is, he gave him a really hard ball to control, but Klopp controlled it, and you can hear Klopp saying, "You fucking asshole." But that's the love. It's the love between this team. That tough love, and of course he didn't mean anything malicious, but they laughed all together with it. But it was him and Genie there, and you can hear him saying, "You fucking," because he tried to set him up with a bad pass. So there's this camaraderie in this team, Jamz, and I mean even guys like Shaqiri and the celebrations by Lovren in that game against Barcelona. I mean, this team they're just together, and I think that's why you can't break this team up. You can't break this team up. They're on a mission, and I'm happy with an own goal Sunday. I'm happy with a 95th minute winner. I want the 3 points, but I have a strong feeling, Jamz, and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. As long as we win, I don't care. I have a strong feeling this Liverpool team is going to destroy United come Sunday. I hope I'm right. I won't mind if I'm wrong, as long as we get the win. But
you're fucking right, bro.
Bro, I just think we're going to really blitz this team. I think this Liverpool team has a way of holding grudges, whether it be, damn, we made it all to the Champions League final, and this guy Ramos hurt our man, and this fucking keeper we got fucked this up. All right, fine, that's cool. Remember that song that Klopp sang with those, I don't know if it was fans or coaches, whatever?
Which one?
The one where he looks a little saucy, a little tipsy, but he's saying, we made it to Madrid, we saw the trophy, but I don't know the words, but Madrid got the best on it this day, but we'll be back. Now, they're singing that song because, they're singing the song. But I think Klopp really thought, I'm singing this song because I'm singing the song, but I'm also singing it because I think this team is going to be back here. I'm going to try to find that clip and send it to you because I can't remember the name of the song and how it goes. But
I don't really remember.
Yeah, I'm feeling bad now that I can't remember how it goes. But it's basically like we made it to the European Cup. We didn't have Madrid had all the luck, but we'll be back next year, something like that. Yeah.
I know.
And how fitting is that now? Because it's
my.
almost like Gerard saying, "Let's go again." But this
Yeah.
time, sorry, Gerard, but this time we
Yeah.
actually got it. We didn't slip. So
Totally.
you know, it's big, bro. It's big, bro. And yeah, I'm just excited, man. Let's get to a score prediction, Joe.
Totally. Okay, back to business. We're doing starting 11 first.
Yeah, we can do that. We can do that. I mean, I think it's pretty straightforward starting 11. I mean,
I think our midfield might be different, but let's go with it. So Alisson, obviously big boy back. Obviously Trent right back. Matip, Van Dijk, and Robertson, and then my midfield three.
No shot for Lovren in there. No, just kidding.
No way. My midfield three, obviously Fabinho, Holding, and I'm going to stick to my. I'm going to go with Wijnaldum and hopefully, fingers fucking crossed, Naby Keita. I doubt it. It'll probably be Hendo, but I'm saying Naby Keita. And then up front, Salah, and then Firmino, and then Mane. What's yours?
Yeah, same back four. Klopp was a little hush on, and I think that he's trying to hold his cards close to his chest. But I'm pretty sure the spine of our team will be back, meaning the keeper Fab and Salah. So the keeper Matip and Salah, not Fab. Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
So if all that's well, then yeah, same back four. But just devil's advocate, if Matip isn't there, are you going with Lovren based on?
Nah.
Did I already ask you that? I think I already asked you that. You're going with Gomez.
Yeah.
If Matip can't play, you're going with Gomez, right?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So same back four. Midfield, I'm going tried and tested, tried and true. Klopp's favorite midfield. That's Fab. You know what? I got a funny feeling, Naby. We're all geeking about the starting 11 hour before the game. I wouldn't be surprised if I look on Twitter and I see Naby in the starting lineup. But I am going to go with Fab, Genie, and Hendo. Also, I wouldn't be surprised if Milner makes it, but we'll see. But you're I don't want it either. But I wouldn't be surprised. But what's your midfield?
He will though in it.
Probably just because we don't want it. Probably it'll probably be Milner, Fab, and Genie or something like that. I hope it's not Milner. If Milner does play, I hope it's not Milner, Hendo, and Fab.
I've got a little. It's only a little one before you go. 90th minute against Man United at Old Trafford, penalty.
So you're going with a 1-0?
If it's 1-0 and Milner penalty and it's 1-0 to United, no, it's 1-1. Milner for the winner. Do you want Milner to take it?
See, well, Milner would have to. Oh, no question. Well, see, that's the thing. If he doesn't start, then it would have to be him coming on for a Hendo or a Genie. You know what I mean? So, maybe Klopp. Klopp and the team and all that. They're always looking at all these different things.
Penalty taker then, yeah.
If Milner's not on, that's tough because he's so money.
Yeah, if Milner's not on, actually, bro,
that's tough. I mean, I had to go with Salah by default. I don't know who else can really even. I think Fab is. I hear Fab is pretty good, but we haven't seen much of that.
Penalty taker, bro.
But who would you go with other than if Milner's on the pitch? Who you going with? It's got to be Salah.
Yeah, I've heard Mane is. I've heard Fabinho's a sick penalty.
Yeah, that's what I was saying, but we haven't seen enough of it. But I mean, who knows? I think if Milner is on the pitch, I think that it's a known thing in the team. I could be wrong. I just think next man up is Salah, whether we like it or not. No matter who's on the pitch, if Milner's not there, I can't think of anyone else but Salah that will take it. I mean, maybe Bobby, but I would say Salah.
I think if we look at our record, everyone's missed one, haven't they? I'm just trying to scan my memory.
At least. I don't think anyone's. I mean, even Milner, as good as he is, has missed one. So.
Yeah, and Salah scored a few big ones. I know Salah scored in the Super Cup.
His run-up is what bothers me. It's just I get so nervous with that run-up.
Yeah, I always worry. And you know when he scored against Chelsea in the Super Cup final?
I was nervous as hell when Salah came up, straight up. I was nervous as hell. I think that might have been because I think Azpilicueta got his hand on at least two of our shots. I don't know what players it was, but he got his hands on it. It might have been one of them Salah, but yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And my brother turned around to me afterwards and said, "Yo, you're so nervous over Salah, but he always scores them." And I thought, shit, you're right. Because I watched Salah's Community Shield and then obviously the Super Cup. And both times I said to my brother, "Oh, we fucked it. We've lost now." And both times Salah scored. But my brother was like, Jamal, why are you so nervous over Salah? I was like, I don't know. Because I watched this penalty to get Egypt into the fucking World Cup final. That's the biggest penalty he will ever take. Unless he takes a World Cup final penalty, that is as big as the Champions League final. For Egypt, that's massive.
Yeah.
And he scored that. And it was like, he's definitely got the balls for it. But
Yo, before we go off topic, well, one of them is kind of in football and just society. One of them's off topic. First is, I think I know the answer, but you're down with Top Boy, like you enjoy that show, or not?
Yeah, I watched Top Boy. Yeah.
Okay, so I really want to get up with you, and because apparently Gary's really high up too. I want to get together and do one of these with you about that, number one, and maybe just break it down episode by episode. But also, I've been kind of trying to wait for some of this stuff to die down with the Bernardo Silva racist thing, and then this thing that happened in Bulgaria. So we should really try to schedule a time to talk about that. Sterling. Oh, and also this fucking clown. Bernardo
Silva, the little prick.
Oh yeah, we got to talk about that. But also this fucking clown. Clown in my opinion. I don't want to be disrespectful to anybody listening. But John Barnes. We got to talk about John Barnes, please.
Oh my.
Please, man, please.
Because he's really disappointed me.
Yeah, not tonight, but we'll definitely, because we have there's so many issues going on in football, specifically when it comes to race and stuff like that. So I know you're one of the few that I can really think of that I can really count on to talk about that. So let's just be in. I mean, not be anything immediate, but let's be in talks about that, and then also, that more importantly than the Top Boy. The Top Boy would just be a fun thing because bounce. But no, definitely that. And then lastly, have you seen Joker yet?
No, I want to though. I really want to.
Okay, yeah, please. I don't know if your lady would be into something like that, but if she is, you guys should definitely see that together.
Is it a good? What's your thoughts on it?
I loved it, man. I mean, I could really go into a whole. It's so many subliminal messages in there, but also it's just well done. Now, I'm not a big comic fan, which I think in this case worked out well because I didn't have these kind of preconceived or feelings already about it. I'm so disattached to it, or unattached to it, I should say. So I think that was good. And my wife is really big on it, so she was saying, maybe that's why you were able to enjoy it more than me because you didn't really come in with that whole. Say again.
Did you not enjoy it, or do you need to?
No, I loved it. I loved it. We both liked it, but I think because she knows so much about the comic, there were certain things that just didn't sit right with her based on what she see. I don't know anything about that. I'm not into comics, so I don't know that shit.
Same.
I think that's why I was able to enjoy it more. But yeah, we'll talk about those things because we definitely got to talk about that.
We can go offline and then we can.
Yeah, for sure. Yo, man, it's been a while. So I know our times are always off and different, but I'm always thankful that you're available and make time for the channel, man. I mean, we've been talking for 2.5 hours. I mean, that's how you know when we get to talking, man. It just flows, you know. So yeah. Try to make some time. I don't know where you're gonna be watching the game at the pub or wherever. Try to make time if you can on Sunday. We'll have you, Gary, and Mame on.
I'll definitely be free Sunday, England evening.
Okay.
If you guys can wait till about 8-9 o'clock, I can definitely be on. I'd be grateful if you can wait till then.
Yeah, that should be fine. I'll check with the guy, but that should be fine. So I'll link you up then. But I'll probably be talking to you at some point, WhatsApp, Twitter, whatever, before the game. But yeah, I'll see you soon, man. Thanks for your time. Appreciate it.
Okay, so.
All right, bro.